The story begins with the innocent image of a girl named Jiangyu, who had just transmigrated into a book. This was a male lead cultivation novel with 5 million chapters, super long. As for her in this chapter, she was a cannon fodder character who only existed for 3 lines of text. At this moment, snow suddenly fell, even though the sky had been clear and blue just a moment ago. A voice sounded from behind Jiangyu. The sky in this cultivation world really changes whenever it wants, doesn't it? The male lead has appeared. A small pink fox appeared and issued a warning. He's here to kill you. This snow is from his companion's sword, which brings snowfall with it. At the same time, this cannon fodder is about to be turned into a box of ashes. She turned around and exclaimed in shock, "What? Kill me?" Jiangyu looked at it, puzzled. "Hold on, what are you? What did I do for him to want to kill me?" It immediately introduced itself. "I'm just the system. Don't worry about me. It's just that you were unlucky enough to transmigrate into the book and become the male lead's cannon fodder from the original text." The scene of being pierced through the heart by a sword flashed through Jiangyu's mind. The system also hesitated. The meaning of cannon fodder is, "Take care." It left her standing there, both scared and anxious. She reached out to call after it, but it had already disappeared. The scene changes to outside the Xiaoyao sect, where a man with a sword stood before the sect's gate, his aura soaring to the heavens. Jiangyu, mixed in with the crowd of disciples, worried inwardly. This is really no joke. This guy is the male lead of this cultivation god novel. The male lead, the son of heaven, the only supremely cool character in this story. She looked at herself and compared. As for me, I'm the type of female supporting character, not even worth a strand of hair, perhaps not even a speck of dust on the male lead's path to godhood. It's possible that not a single reader even remembers me. The Xiaoyao sect leader stepped out and asked, "I wonder what business brings the Qingyan God Lord to our humble sect today? Why did you break our mountain gates formation? And why are you treating a young disciple of my sect this way? Could there be some misunderstanding?" Xie replied calmly and coldly, "There is no misunderstanding. This demoness insulted my junior brother, shattering his Dao heart. I have come here today to resolve this karma on my junior brother's behalf. It has nothing to do with anyone else." Upon hearing this, Jiangyu was terrified. She might not even be on par with a female supporting character, not even worthy of being the mud beneath his heel. After hearing the answer, the sect leader directly pushed Jiangyu forward, smiled, and said, "So that's how it is. Then I'll hand this girl over to the God Lord for you to handle." He said to her coldly, "Jiangyu, you reap what you sow. Don't implicate the sect. This is a holy son of the God sect. He's not someone you can afford to provoke." The disciples looked at her and gossiped amongst themselves. Junior sister really doesn't know her place. To dare to offend even the God sect. The Qingyan God Lord's cultivation of the ruthless Tao has reached a sublime level. He has always been righteous and reasonable. How could he possibly let her off so easily? It's a good thing the God Lord is reasonable. If she had offended someone else, I'm afraid we would have been implicated. After hearing this, Jiangyu turned to look at them and thought to herself, "So whatever he says goes, huh?" She glanced forward. Xie snorted coldly. He pointed his sword at Jiangyu and said, "Very well. You're not saying anything. It seems you are aware of your own deep sins and have no more excuses. This Lord will grant you deliverance." A cold energy shot out from the tip of the sword, brushing past her hair. Jiangyu's eyes widened in fear. Around Xie, sharp ice crystals appeared. He spun the sword lightly in his hand and launched a wave of sword energy toward Jiangyu. She squeezed her eyes shut and raised her hands to shield herself, screaming in pain at the same time. Jiangyu collapsed to the ground, clutching her head and crying out, "Stop it, you bastard." She wondered inwardly, do I really have to just wait for death like this? But what can I do now? He is the Qingyan God Lord, the male lead with a clear conscience. Not only does he have a pure yang innate body, but he also has an immortal grade, Xiangling root. He is also the master of the Shijun sword. With such heavenly talent, he reached the great perfection stage of the golden core period at the age of 20. His future is limitless. As for Jiangyu, she was just an unlucky ghost who died a strange death and transmigrated here for no reason. Before dying again, she had to serve as a stepping stone for someone else, all to showcase his transcendent, noble, and extraordinary ruthless cultivation path, completely unmoved by women. Xie paid no heed to those words, continuing to raise the sword in his hand, preparing to strike. Jiangyu roared in anger and dissatisfaction. But on what grounds? On what grounds did I transmigrate here just to be a tool to complement his glorious might. He's the main character, so others have to be his stepping stones to heaven? Isn't the life of a cannon fodder still a life? As the ice sword thrust toward her face, she let out a furious scream. On what grounds can he condemn me to death with just a few words? On what grounds do I have to die? Meanwhile, his eyes remained cold and calm as he said, Demonis, accept your death. Jiangyu, her body bruised, bit her lip and said, if that's the case, then don't blame me for being sharp-tongued. Her lips moved, and then her expression changed abruptly. With a pitiful face, tears streaming down, she looked up tearfully. God Lord, please believe me. It was actually your junior brother who seduced me. I swear to the heavens, the one I've always loved is you. These words had an effect. The Shijun sword stopped right in front of Jiangyu. The entire group of Xiaoyao sect disciples froze, as if petrified. She also propped herself up. Jiangyu sat there and continued in a soft voice, God Lord, are you killing me because I'm carrying your child in my belly? Hearing this, Xieyu was taken aback in astonishment. He blushed slightly and asked, what are you talking about? With tears welling in her eyes, she asked, you want to kill me to silence me? One body, two lives, right? The Xiaoyao sect disciples were once again thrown into a flurry of discussion. I can't believe this holy son of the God sect is having an affair with our junior sister. Big news. And it's a love triangle, too. The plot is so cliché copyright. So the Qinyan God Lord was cheated on, and that's why he's so angry. I'm at the front of the line for this gossip. After hearing this, he tightened his grip on the sword in his hand. Xieyu frowned with worry and confusion, his voice suddenly stuttering. No, this is impossible. After speaking, Jiangyu looked up and said to herself, as an unlucky ghost who just transmigrated, I have no way out in front of me and no path of retreat behind me. The only way is to risk it all. Let's all die together. She raised her hand towards Xieyu. Her voice continued to sound pitiful as she said, the high and mighty God Lord. A humble girl like a tender blade of grass. Perhaps it was a cruel fate that brought us together. This humble girl knew that revealing the matter between us would affect the God Lord's reputation, so I never spoke of it in front of others. Hearing this, he broke into a sweat and replied in a strained voice, since when did you and I have that? What that? Don't talk nonsense. Jiangyu clung to the hem of Xieyu's robe, pleading, Heavens, this humble girl's death is not a pity, but I feel for the child in my belly. God Lord, please show mercy. Let this humble girl give birth to this child, and I will definitely end my own life. I will absolutely not cause any trouble for the God Lord. He was so angry his face turned red, but he couldn't explain himself, only managing to shout, You're talking nonsense. Shameless. The people of the Xiaoyao sect had been psychologically manipulated by her and were buzzing with discussion. A moment ago, I was wondering if Junior Sister was talking nonsense. But she's so pitiful, and her words are so moving. I believe her now. What should we do? I can't believe it. The esteemed holy son of the God sect turns out to be a heartless man who abandons his lover and shirks responsibility. He even wants to kill her to silence her. Xieyu hurriedly turned to explain, this isn't happening. It's all a fabrication. She's making things up. But those disciples didn't believe him at all and replied, even if she's making things up, there's still a thing to make up. He's panicking. If there's nothing between them, why is he panicking? He must have a guilty conscience. Who knows? There are plenty of hypocritical young masters who say one thing and do another. But doesn't Xieyu cultivate the ruthless Tao? Isn't he supposed to be incapable of feeling affection? He was so angry that his hand holding the sword trembled. Xieyu pointed the tip of his sword directly at Jiangyu's throat, growling out each word, Do not touch this lord as you please. His eyes were ice cold as he said, Demonis, you dare to slander my reputation. Go and die. As soon as the words left his mouth, a wave of cold energy shot toward Jiangyu. Suddenly, there was a slight change in her eyes. She thought to herself, he's furious. The opportunity has come. Jiangyu raised her hands to form a hand seal. A seductive atmosphere gradually appeared. She pointed her finger at Xieyu and cast a charming spell. Scene changed to half an hour earlier. Jiangyu said to the system in dissatisfaction, Even though I transmigrated, I became cannon fodder. But isn't there some special skill? Even when others transmigrate as cannon fodder, they still get saved. On what grounds do I have to die such a bitter death? My transmigration is no different from dying second time. It hurriedly took out a cultivation manual gave it to her, and said, "Calm down, there is. This secret manual is for you, the charming secret tome." Back in the present, Xiaoyu froze as he realized something was wrong and exclaimed, "What the hell is this? This is bad." Engulfed by the charming art, he shouted, "Audacious demoness! You're using this kind of demonic art. How dare you invade this Lord's sea of consciousness? Originally, I did not want to prevent you from entering the cycle of reincarnation. Now, I can only destroy both your spiritual form and your physical body together." But as soon as he finished speaking, Jiangyu appeared and breathed lightly into Xiaoyu's ear. Strange sounds kept ringing out, causing him to freeze. A bewitching voice appeared by Xiaoyu's ear. "The God Lord is so cute, you're blushing." He gritted his teeth and cursed. "How dare you?" Jiangyu covered her mouth and laughed. "Take liberties with you? So the God Lord is this innocent? Are you even too shy to say that phrase out loud?" She licked her lips lightly and uttered a provocative line. "As expected of the Qingyan God Lord, you're truly delicious." Xiaoyu shouted loudly, "Demoness, come out, playing these ghostly tricks. Can you even be considered a cultivator?" Jiangyu reached out her hand playfully. "You've already called me a demoness, so of course, this humble girl cannot go against the God Lord's wishes. That's right, I'll just be a demoness." He swung his sword to strike, but her figure immediately vanished. Then, she reappeared behind him and whispered, "But how should a demoness treat you?" Jiangyu took out a whip that enthusiastically helps promote love. Then she directly lashed Xiaoyu's back with the whip, tearing his clothes. He cried out, wondering to himself, "What is this?" She feigned innocence and asked back, "Heavens, he's mesmerized by me. He really can't resist me. Does this mean I can do whatever I want him now? It's a good thing I'm so well read. Otherwise, I wouldn't know how to capture a man's heart. Thank you, my love for learning." The leather whip struck down again. Xiaoyu blushed and cried out in pain. He dazedly realized he had completely lost control of his body. Xiaoyu exclaimed, "Demoness, what have you done to this lord?" Jiangyu licked her lips and replied smugly, "Such a tough mouth, but I like it." Although his body was covered in wounds, Xiaoyu still turned to threaten her. "Demoness, just wait until this lord breaks this petty trick of yours. I will definitely chop you into 100 pieces. I will turn your divine soul to dust, making you vanish, never to be reincarnated." Jiangyu paid no mind. She tightened the leather whip in her hand and replied, "Curse some more. I just love this look of helpless yet fierce resistance of yours." Xiaoyu's eyes widened as he growled, "Don't you come over here." The moment he finished speaking, she gifted him with another lash of the whip. Then she laughed smugly and challenged, "I insist on coming over. So what, am I not allowed?" She successfully controlled Xiaoyu and asked, "Qingyan God Lord, the truth is, you really want to be my dog, don't you?" Jiangyu was pleased. This move was absolutely brilliant. It really is a secret manual. The system behind her watched with great worry. "Oh no, what is this? This move isn't that easy to use." The system appeared and scolded Jiangyu. "That's the male lead. Do you know what a male lead is? How could you treat him like that?" Jiangyu cut it off, saying, "Strip him, spank his butt." After hearing that, it fell over in shock and exclaimed, "You even said it out loud." Jiangyu continued, "But I think he really likes it." She then recalled the scene of herself leaning against Xiaoyu and whispering, "Qingyan God Lord, the truth is, you really want to be my dog, don't you? If not, then why aren't you resisting?" After hearing this, he could only stammer, speechless. His clothes just slid off. Xiaoyu's eyes were dazed as he asked himself, "Why? Why can't I resist her at all? What kind of evil art has this demoness used?" Jiangyu looked down and continued, "I know, you're not actually trying to seek justice for your junior brother. You're just jealous of him. You want to take his place. You want to inherit the pleasure beneath my body, right?" Xiaoyu exclaimed, cursing, "Shameless, lowly pervert." The memory ended, and the system complained, "You can't just change the plot as you please, nor can you let the male lead deviate from the original work. Xiaoyu is the holy son of the god sect. How can you play with him like that? This is the counter-attacking female supporting character system, not an 18-plus restricted story. If you cause trouble like this, we'll get banned. I know the male lead's character design is very strong. The mission is difficult. If you can't complete it, then just give up. The 3,682 unlucky transmigrators before you also couldn't complete it. Their souls just scattered and dispersed. But you can't implicate me and get me scolded by the boss." Jiangyu couldn't care less, looking up and asking calmly, "Look at that. Are you speaking human language now?" She paused and mumbled, "Wait, the counterattacking female supporting character system?" Jiangyu turned and complained, "I really get to do a mission? Then why did you just throw me there to die earlier?" The system gave a bitter laugh and replied, "This mission is also difficult. I didn't want to make things hard for you. Honestly, dying once and for all is better than living to suffer." Just then, the illusion space fluctuated, causing both of them to look up in surprise. Seiyu's entire body was now radiating spiritual energy. His eyes were ice cold. His whole body trembled. He clenched his teeth and coughed up a bellyful of syrup, uttering a single phrase, "Demonis." The cold aura radiating from him grew denser. Seiyu clutched his chest and screamed, and cracks appeared on the illusion barrier. Seeing the space about to collapse, the system could only scream, "We're dead." He really is the coolest male lead in this story. He can break through a bewitching barrier on his own. You better take care of yourself next. Before Jiangyu could recover from her surprise, the spell was destroyed. A bone-chilling cold aura enveloped her as she worriedly wondered, "What? Is that secret manual that useless?" He broke through it so quickly. "I'm dead." A sword slashed down, and Jiangyu was struck to the ground with a cry. Seiyu was now standing in front of her. He thrust the Jun sword forward. Jiangyu lowered her head, her whole body trembling with dissatisfaction. Her face was disheveled as she cursed inwardly. "You rotten man. You pull up your pants and then pretend not to know me. You were clearly in absolute ecstasy just now." "No, I don't want to die. He can still live on in that inhuman state. Why do I have to die?" She grabbed the hem of Seiyu's robe, then used a bewitching spell and asked him, "God Lord, do you really want to kill me? Can you bear to do it?" Seiyu laughed in response. "A lowly person like you isn't even worthy of death." Jiangyu spoke with provocative words. "Doesn't the God Lord know? Compared to your junior brother, you are much more unrestrained. Weren't you feeling exhilarated just now?" These words made the scene from the illusion barrier unconsciously appear in his mind, causing Seiyu to blush with embarrassment. He gripped his sword tightly, his hand trembling as he charged forward. Jiangyu continued to provoke him. "Truly a cultivator, right? Only knows how to use your power to bully the weak." She resignedly closed her eyes, lowered her head, and cursed trash. The sword immediately halted. The disciples of the Xiaoyao sect saw this and began to gossip. Qingyan Godlord's hand is trembling. The sword didn't fall either. He can't bear to do it. Jiangyu cheated on him, yet he can't bear to kill her. Qingyan God Lord loves her very much. Wait, doesn't Qingyan God Lord cultivate the path of heartlessness? Could it be that Jiangyu is making all of this up? What if Jiangyu made up a story to slander Qingyan God Lord's purity in front of everyone? The sword in the God Lord's hand should have fallen long ago, but why hasn't it? It's all because of love. Hearing these words, he could only press his lips together and endure it. A bolt of silk shot out from Seiyu's sleeve. Then he bound Jiangyu tightly and said, "This lord does not know what demonic art you used to bewitch me today. I will take your life after this lord has investigated clearly." Then Seiyu looked towards the Xiaoyao sect and asked, "This lord is taking this demonis away. Do any of you have an opinion?" They basically did not dare to resist. Then Seiyu mounted his flying sword and left. Jiangyu, tightly restrained, cried out, "I really didn't expect this. The dignified, holy son of the god sect, actually doing such a lowly thing to a common girl. Let me go." She covered her face and cried silently. "I'm dead. Those guys from Xiaoyao sect don't care at all if I live or die. This holy son didn't want to go all the way in front of everyone just now. Does he want to take me back to torture me now? Well, I'll just take it as it comes. As a person, the most important thing is to be happy." Although her heart was in great pain, Jiangyu regained her spirits and uttered a provocation. "Are you that starved? Being satisfied just now wasn't enough. You still want to take me back? Could it be that you want my favor for a long time to come? But a girl has to be tough. You really can't judge a person by their appearance. Has the God Lord gotten used to the taste and now finds it hard to restrain himself?" The scene changes to the sacrificial altar of the god sect. Jiangyu was thrown to the ground and immediately cried out in complaint, "Be gentle." Just then, a voice echoed from above. "We've been intimate after all. Would it kill you to be a little gentle?" "Qingyan, what is the meaning of this?" The newcomer was Gu Luan Godlord, the sect master of the god sect. He stroked his beard and asked, "Qingyan, there are rumors outside that you were cheated on by a female cultivator. Could it be her?" He bowed in salute and replied, Greetings, Honor Master. Of course that matter is false. This demoness is just slandering people. Jiang Yu's voice cut in. That's right. I'm the female lead of the rumors being spread with Qingyan Godlord. This caused cracks to appear in Xie Yu's image. She smiled to herself in satisfaction. I didn't expect rumors in this cultivation world to spread so quickly. No matter what, he and I have to be tied together a little. For the sake of his reputation, he can't just kill me casually. Otherwise, it would confirm that he's trying to frame someone else for his own actions. Xie Yu raised his hand to cast a spell, cursing at the same time. You still dare to speak nonsense? You're at death's door and still don't know how to repent. Jiang Yu was bound tightly by spiritual energy, lifted into the air, and hung upside down. She shouted a threat. Doing this will make the blood rush to my head. Don't blame me later for saying more interesting things because my mind isn't clear. Guluan, Immortal Lord, looked at him and asked, Then why didn't you kill her and instead brought her back here? Jiang Yu cut in to answer for him. God Lord, tell the truth. We've already vowed eternal love. You can't be away from me for even a second. Xie Yu bowed and answered, Master, this demoness has cast evil arts and demonic spells on your disciple. After hearing this, he was a little confused. Is that so? If so, what kind of demonic art is it? Xie Yu could only hesitate, unable to answer directly. Jiang Yu, while being restrained, cut in loudly. Qingyan Godlord fell in love with this humble girl at first sight. He couldn't forget me after the second meeting, unable to let go of his desire. We have gone through the years together, going from one place to another, doing this and that. These words made Xie Yu freeze, unconsciously recalling the images from the bewitching art. Guluan, Immortal Lord, continued to press. What did she do? Just say it. Your master is old. I can't wait for you to stall like this. He broke out in a sweat, breathing heavily. Then he turned, formed a hand seal, and used the heart-cleansing incantation. Seeing this, his master was startled and blurted out, Wait, I figured it out, this state of yours. Could it be that she used a bewitching art on you? Jiang Yu, hanging and swaying, gave a light laugh. Just then, a voice drifted over. A bewitching art? She turned her gaze towards the source of the sound and asked, Who's talking? That voice sounds so nice. The newcomer was a man who exuded a captivating aura. This person had such a handsome face that even Jiang Yu's eyes widened in admiration. The newcomer was Yu Qingxiu, the sect master of the Huan sect. He looked towards Jiang Yu and asked, Was it you who used a bewitching art to charm little Xie Yu? Jiang Yu looked at Qingxiu and exclaimed in admiration, Such a great beauty. At this moment, the cold aura tightened further, causing Jiang Yu to cough a few times. She coughed a few times in pain. She told herself inwardly, I really want to take this guy's life. His methods are so vicious. Xie Yu prepared to unleash the finishing blow and shouted, Go to hell. The system appeared at this moment, worried. Still fighting? It's over. You're definitely dead this time. It's all your fault. The situation has reached a certain death point in the plot. Tell me, if you had just admitted defeat a little, you probably could have slipped by. Why did you have to provoke him for no reason? She glared and snapped. Shut up. At the same time, the sword energy slashed towards her face. Qingxiu spoke up to intervene, then threw out his jade flute to block the sword move. Jiang Yu slowly opened her eyes to find she was still alive. Qingxiu smiled and continued. This person's aptitude is very good. This venerable one wants to take her as a disciple. Qingyan, can you give me some face? He replied coldly, This demoness first broke my junior brother's Dao heart. Then she sullied my reputation and disturbed my Dao heart. I must kill her. Senior can protect her for a moment, but you can't protect her for a lifetime. He waved his hand to release the control, setting her on the ground, and said, A master leads the way, but cultivation depends on oneself. Whether she can survive in the future, all depends on her own abilities. Then Qingxiu turned and said to her, Let's go. Jiang Yu felt relieved. What relief, my bet was right. At this point in the plot, Yu Qingxiu would appear. According to the following plot, Yu Qingxiu is the sect master of the Huan sect. There's no way he wouldn't be interested in someone who could use bewitching arts to charm the great ice mountain, Xie Yu. For now, my life is saved, right? Watching the two leave, Guluan asked curiously, Disciple, how exactly did that bewitching art charm you? Can you tell your master a little about it? Xie Yu directly turned and left. He still called after him, Disciple, don't go, just tell me. It won't cost you anything. Your master is really curious. Scene changed to the Huan sect. Qingxiu pushed a cup of tea forward and said, Offer this cup of tea and consider it your master accepting ceremony. Jiang Yu looked at him, puzzled. Why? You want to take me as your disciple? Qingxiu directly grabbed her hand and replied, "Why so many words? Just do as you're told." Then he used her hands to hold the teacup tightly, brought it to his lips, and drank it in one gulp. Then he gently wiped his mouth and said, "All right, seeing you begging so miserably, sincerely wanting to enter my sect, I, as your master, will reluctantly drink this tea and accept you. From now on, you must study diligently and respect your master." Jiangyu, still confused, blurted out, "Hey, I begged miserably and sincerely? You reluctantly accepted? Is this how you take a disciple, by forcing a deal?" As soon as she finished speaking, a few sparse whiskers appeared on his handsome face, leaving her stunned in surprise. Qingxiu explained, "What? I am the dignified sect master of the Hahuan sect, one of the upper 6 sects. I'm personally taking you as a disciple, yet you seem dissatisfied? Also, what's with that expression? Why are you looking at me? What are you looking at? It's me. Are you wondering why I'm not as handsome as before? That was just magical power. Now that it's just you and me, I'm too lazy to maintain that form. Let me tell you, don't look down on me. Just because I look like this, I was much more handsome than you when I was young. Don't get cocky," he added. "Your kind of bewitching vixen face is extremely common. If it weren't for the scarcity of talent in the Hahuan sect these days." Jiangyu directly cut him off. "Get to the point. Why are you making personal attacks?" She looked over and continued, "It's not that you're not handsome." Qingxiu quickly raised a hand to stop her. "All right, master knows you want to flatter me, but there's no need to comfort me like that. I know my own worth." Jiangyu began her assessment. "It's just that you're a bit ugly and a little old." These words made him feel a little heartbroken. She smiled and continued, "But you are the sect master of the Hahuan sect. You probably don't care about trivial things like appearance, right?" After hearing this, Qingxiu could only exclaim, "Trivial appearance? What do you know? If the Hahuan sect hadn't lost its most important heart sutra 100 years ago, I wouldn't have declined to this state today. If I could find a missing part of the jade Maiden Heart Sutra, then what right would an ignorant junior like you have to look down on me?" Jiangyu and the system, surprised, exclaimed in unison, "Jade Maiden Heart Sutra?" Before, it had told her that this technique was called bewitching charm. It could charm the hearts of kings, charm all living things, and charm the entire world. Even steel tempered 100 times would become as soft as putty in one's hands. The more beautiful the user of this technique, the stronger its power. If combined with the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra and cultivated to the highest realm, with unparalleled beauty, eyes like autumn water, and bones like jade, one would be peerless in the world. At that time, Jiangyu had complained with dissatisfaction. When others transmigrate, they get personal spaces and continuous lucky encounters. But all I get is a path to death. Quickly give me a world-destroying golden finger, so I can deal with that cold-faced guy. If not, I'll drag you down with me. You choose. The system then presented the cultivation method. Here it is. Golden finger. She picked it up, puzzled. Why is this golden finger related to the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra? What is this again? It immediately replied, it's probably some kind of combination technique. Whatever, just worry about staying alive first. Back to the present. Qingxiu crossed his arms smugly and said, "In any case, you've already offered me tea." Jiangyu replied dejectedly, "You forced me," he said threateningly. "That means you are now my disciple. Regret is useless. Besides, do you dare take a single step out that door now? Little Xie, you will immediately stab you to death." Hearing this, she realized he wasn't wrong. After that, Jiangyu knew what to do, clasping her hands in a salute. "Master above, please accept this disciple's bow." Qingxiu opened his eyes slightly, satisfied. "I see you have some sense after all. Don't worry, my Hahuan sect is one of the upper 6 sects. Now that you are my disciple, that's you won't dare to act rashly." He turned away, smiling with amusement. "I didn't expect this girl, who looks so ordinary, could use bewitching arts to charm Xie. That kid has terrible taste. If I teach her, perhaps it won't be long before she can even charm Qingyan Godlord, making that old man Guluan lose his beloved disciple." Jiangyu's eyes widened as she asked, "This is your real purpose, isn't it? Also, you're insulting me, aren't you?" The system patted her shoulder reassuringly. "Never mind, it's fine either way. We also found a clue about the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. That's good progress. don't be angry. Scene changed to Xieyu's residence. After returning, he immediately sat down to meditate. With a serious expression, his eyes tightly closed. As soon as he closed his eyes, the images from within the bewitching art's barrier reappeared, causing him to startle involuntarily. Xieyu's eyes flew open as he gasped for breath, his hand gripping the stone floor tightly. At the same time, a voice sounded beside him. "Woman, you have the scent of a woman on you." A green lizard crawled down from the cliff wall. The voice just now came from it. Xiaoyu turned to look at it and replied, "Impossible." The lizard jumped down and clung to him, asserting, "It's true. My sense of smell is very sensitive. You're covered in the scent of a woman. If you don't believe me, let me take a closer sniff." It sniffed Xieyu's face and commented, "Your mouth has the scent too. She kissed you. Your neck has the scent too. Was it also kissed?" Then the lizard jumped down to his thigh with a strange look in its eyes and said, "Let me check down below." It was immediately grabbed by the head and pulled away. Xieyou replied, flustered, "It was just a touch, not a kiss." The lizard continued, "Look, you've confessed. I can't believe that you, who look like an untouchable, lofty flower, have actually been kissed and touched by a woman. Did she do anything else to you? I don't believe it. Let me keep sniffing." As soon as it finished speaking, he mercilessly threw it away. Afterward, Xieyou sniffed his hand and wondered, the scent of a woman? Then he went to bathe and scrubbed himself repeatedly. The images of being violated by Jiangyu in the bewitching barrier reappeared in his mind. While Xieyou was still flustered, someone called from outside, "Disciple, why is there no movement? What is Qingyan doing?" Gulun walked in and asked, "Qingyan, I, your master, am just concerned about you. You and that female cultivator from the Hawan sect still haven't explained things clearly to me. Were the words she said on the sacrificial altar true? The most important thing is, did she cheat on you or did she cheat on your junior brother? Between you and your little junior brother, who is the third party?" Xieyou stepped out wearing a robe, his whole body covered in frost. Because he was so troubled, he even forgot to cast a self-cleansing spell. Xieyou asked back, "Master, how is junior brother's condition?" He paused for a moment upon seeing his appearance. Then he answered, "I'm afraid he has already suffered a cultivation deviation," Xieyou said with a grim face. Junior brother originally cultivated the path of heartlessness, but his Tao heart was destroyed by that demoness. Since entering the path of cultivation at the age of 5, more than 10 years of hard cultivation have now gone to waste. He has almost become a cripple. Between me and that demoness, there is nothing but hatred. I hope Master will not humiliate this disciple." The images of being abused flashed through his mind again. Xieyou asserted in a harsh voice, "That woman, I must kill her." Gu Luan stroked his beard and thought to himself, there's something not right about Qingyan. With his cultivation level, how could a mere female cultivator at the foundation establishment stage make him this angry? Then he turned to remind him, Jiangyu has been accepted into the sect by Yu Qingxiu. It wouldn't look good for you to barge into the Hawan sect to kill someone. Qingyan, the cultivation world is a bit unstable right now. We can't casually confront the Hawan sect. Why don't you think of a more perfect solution? Your master and your martial uncles will help you find a way. Guluan suddenly noticed something unusual and hurriedly asked, "What's wrong with your neck? Why is it so red? It looks quite serious. Who injured you? Who has such skill?" Xieyou looked down in confusion. Then he hurriedly covered the mark and replied, "It's nothing. I just scrubbed a little too hard while bathing just now." This made him a bit confused. Bathing? Why not just cast a cleansing spell? Xieyou bowed and saluted. "Tomorrow, I will take junior brother to the Hawan sect to demand justice. Master does not need to worry about this matter. This disciple still needs to cultivate. If Master has no other business, this disciple will take his leave." Scene changed to inside Xieyou's room. The green lizard was already waiting there, teasing, "Scrubbed a little too hard, huh? But let me tell you, you still have that woman's scent on you. You haven't washed it off at all. Just how long did she kiss you and touch you for?" While meditating, he had to shout harshly, "Shut up." It continued to taunt, "Are you sure you want me to shut up? Why don't I kindly remind you? If you go out like that, you'll only make people misunderstand even more. After all, the mark on your neck is too suggestive." Hearing the lizard's reasonable words, Xieyou sat and thought for a moment, then reached for a scarf on the side and directly draped it over his head and neck to hide the scratch, causing it to burst out laughing involuntarily. Scene changed to the Hahuan sect. Jiangyu picked up a medicinal pill and asked curiously, "What is this?" The system replied, "This is your mission reward. Weren't you supposed to be living precariously at the hands of the male lead? This is a female supporting character system after all. We still have to follow our mission procedures." After hearing this, she sighed. "After a whole day of torment, this is all I get. I thank the 20 generations of your system's ancestors." It immediately snapped back. "Don't look down on these 3 pills. You also heard what Yu Qingqiu said this afternoon. That Jade Maidenheart Sutra he mentioned is definitely the key for you to turn the tables. I just went backstage to check. If you want to practice the Jade Maidenheart Sutra, you must first cripple the cat scratch cultivation method you practiced at the Xiaoyao sect. Based on your meager talent, it would probably take several years to go from the Qi refining stage to foundation establishment. By then, let alone defeating the male lead, your old bones. With these 3 spirit pills, you will quickly return to the foundation establishment stage." After hearing this, Jiangyu frowned and asked, "Don't you have any rewards that can let me go home immediately? I don't want to practice the Heart Sutra, and I don't want to stay in this dump anymore." The system glanced over and grinned mischievously. "Yes, you're about to be reincarnated back home." Jiangyu could only pull the blanket over her head and go to sleep, silently calculating in her heart, on what grounds? In real life, I accepted being a side NPC. At least I could live my own life. But now I've come to this cultivation world to be a damn stumbling block for the main character. It's so infuriating. The system displayed the mission information. Mission 1, survive at the hands of the male lead, completed. Mission 2, obtain the superior cultivation method, the Jade Maidenheart Sutra, in progress. Early the next morning, the system loudly reminded her, "This is bad. The male lead is storming the sex gate again. We're doomed. The male lead is storming his way over here again. Wake up." Jiangyu hurriedly sat up. Looking at the snowflakes outside the door, she said dejectedly, "So that braggart has brought his arrogant sword out again. Can't he try a different approach? So not humble." She yawned and sighed. "I'm going to sleep a little longer. I am sleepy." The system smacked her and said, "Hey, get a grip. The previous 3,682 transmigrators couldn't pass Mission 1. You are the only miracle. My path to promotion and a raise all depends on you." Switching to Yu Qingqiu's living room, Xiaoyu sat there and spoke up. "Since Martial Uncle Yu has accepted Jiangyu as your disciple, the grudge between my junior martial brother and this woman must be settled. Today, this junior has come to ask Martial Uncle to preside over justice." After hearing this, Qingqiu calmly replied, "Martial nephew, you are too hasty. Little Yu has just joined our sect, and you've already rushed to our door with a sword. The person is here and isn't running away. It's good to talk things out. If there's a misunderstanding, we'll resolve it. If my little disciple is at fault, we can discuss a solution. There's no need to shout about fighting and killing, which would harm the peace." He said while sipping his tea, "Senior martial nephew, don't be too emotional. As a practitioner of the ruthless Tao, you should maintain a calm state of mind." After listening, he complied and replied, "Martial Uncle's teachings are correct." Xiaoyu sat there, looking down at Jiangyu kneeling on the floor, and continued, "This junior only sees that she hasn't said a word since entering the room. Is she unwilling to face my junior martial brother, or does she simply feel no remorse?" In fact, she was nodding off with her head down. The system inside her mind continuously called out, "Hey, wake up. How can you sleep in a situation like this? Don't sleep anymore. If you want to sleep, wait until after the male lead kills you. Then you can sleep for as long as you want." Jiangyu waved her hand and replied, "Don't be noisy. I couldn't sleep last night, and I was woken up by the noise early this morning. I haven't slept enough. Let me sleep a little longer. Yu Qingqiu won't let me die. He just accepted me. If I'm killed in his house, where'd he put his face?" See, he suddenly realized, is she sleeping? He shot up to his feet and reproached, "Martial Uncle Yu, with your disciple's attitude, I see there's nothing left to say." He immediately gave a light cough and flicked her on the forehead. Annoyed, Jiangyu unconsciously yelled, "Ouch. Don't be noisy. I'm still sleeping." As soon as she opened her eyes, Xiaoyu's junior martial brother was sitting there, looking at her and calling out. From a distance, Qingqiu also whispered a reminder, "Master is mediating for you, so focus for me." Seeing the handsome guy, Jiangyu exclaimed in admiration, "What a handsome young man." The system warned, "Don't randomly swoon over boys. This is junior martial brother Fong Zi, who was dumped by the player after she got bored. He's your former victim." Fong Zi, with tears welling in his eyes, pointed to himself and asked heartbrokenly, "It's only been a few days, and you don't recognize me anymore?" anymore. She quickly soothed him. Don't cry. I'm saying you're more handsome. So handsome that I almost didn't recognize you. Then she burst out laughing. Seiyu frowned, looking down with suspicion. He questioned, Demonis, are you saying he has a guilty conscience and nothing to say? Or are you simply looking down on my god sect? Or did you really just get tired of playing with my junior martial brother and dump him? Jiangyu retorted sharply, that's not right. Why should I have to tell you? Your junior martial brother is the one who has a dispute with me. Your Excellency overstepping your bounds is what shows you don't respect your junior martial brother. Or perhaps you actually have other ulterior motives you can't tell others about. Seiyu was rendered speechless, frowning without saying a word. He turned to Feng Zi and said, Junior brother, if you have a heart not, ask her clearly. If she has any malicious intent towards you or intends to harm you, I, your senior brother, will definitely get justice for you. The system analyzed and warned. Don't you see the male lead is targeting you? Getting justice for his junior brother is secondary. His main goal is to find a reason to kill you. She agreed. I think so too. This person is so petty. It continued to remind her, before you talk about others, think about what you've done. Jiangyu calmly replied, wasn't he happy too? I did all the physical work, so by that calculation he also benefited. On the side, Feng Zi softly called Yuer. He took her hand and continued, Yuer, they say you never liked me at all, that you were with me only to improve your cultivation. That's not true, is it? Jiangyu, flustered and blushing in front of the handsome guy, thought to herself, help. Original owner, although I really acknowledge your taste, and this little brother is cute, you had your fun, and now you're making me clean up your mess. This feeling of being seen as a heartless woman is really making me break down. Feng Zi continued to whisper, my Tao heart is broken, but for you, I am willing. Now, just give me one word. Do you have me in your heart? She thought miserably, oh my god, this is even more terrifying than the male lead pointing a sword at you. Witnessing this scene made Seiyu a little uncomfortable, and the wound on his neck throbbed slightly. Feng Zi still held her hand, pleading, Yuer, just tell me the truth. I can take whatever you say. Jiangyu quickly replied, all right, then I'll tell you. He said tearfully, at worst, I'll just die. She looked exasperated. Little brother, crying and making a scene, and then threatening self-destruction is not right. Behind them, Seiyu let out a cold snort, while she smiled with amusement. Feng Zi regained his composure and asked with an expectant look, Yuer, what did you want to tell me? Jiangyu was a little anxious inside. Help, heavens above. It's one thing for you to let me die for no reason, but why must you throw me into such a messy romantic situation? I have no experience handling these things. Don't make it difficult for me. In the original story, after the original owner was stabbed to death by Seiyu, Feng Zi was never mentioned again. This proves that we are just nameless cannon fodder characters. As cannon fodder, we shouldn't make things difficult for each other. The world is so vast, we shouldn't be immersed in love. Little brother, you must break free from the shackles of the plot and pursue your own new life. After thinking this, she directly pulled her hand back. Then she said seriously, Junior brother, I'm sorry, I have never liked you. Feng Zi stood stunned, listening to every word. That's right, I was with you only to trick you out of your cultivation. But after discovering that your cultivation was nothing special, I immediately dumped you back then. So, don't cling to a cold, heartless, and opportunistic person like me anymore. After hearing this, his whole body trembled as he asked again, You never liked me? Seeing his state, Jiangyu explained with some concern, actually, a person's life isn't just about this little bit of romance. It's just a heartbreak. It's a small matter. Besides, you can like someone else. Find someone where the love is mutual. That's what's sweet. Feng Zi staggered back, laughing and crying as he said, I understand now. It's because my cultivation isn't high enough. Seiyu turned and called out, Junior brother. He pointed straight at him and shouted, It's because of him, isn't it? Seiyu frowned, stunned, and asked, Junior brother, what are you talking about? Jiangyu's eyes also widened in surprise. Feng Zi gave a bitter laugh and continued, Senior brother has profound cultivation. Of course you would prefer him. So the rumors from yesterday weren't baseless. The two of you have been colluding for a long time. I'm the only one who was deceived. Seiyu, you said you would help me get justice, but in reality, it was all for your own sake. This script made Jiangyu extremely surprised and amused. His idea is pretty good. Xiaoyu hurriedly explained, Junior brother, it's not like that. She and I have never. Those are just rumors. Don't believe them. She immediately retorted, fanning the flames. Junior brother, I didn't expect you to be so smart. You figured it out right away. Xiaoyu immediately scolded you. Shut up. It's not your turn to speak here. Jiangyu continued, that's right. Your senior brother fell in love with me at first sight. Otherwise, why wouldn't he have struck me down yesterday? Originally, I was just an unknown disciple of the Xiaoyao sect, and your senior brother was helping you get revenge. And yet, I didn't lose a single hair on my head, and even became the disciple of the Hahuan sex master. Think about it. Is this what you call revenge? He's clearly confessing his love to me. Fangzi laughed, his voice full of reproach. Senior brother, if that's the case, why didn't you say so earlier, instead of treating me like a fool and playing with me? Xiaoyu growled, scolding. I said, shut up. No more spouting nonsense. Jiangyu thought to herself, you keep coming to cause trouble for me, even bringing people to my doorstep. If I don't teach you a lesson, you won't remember. Next time, don't you dare come and bother me again. As for the matters of your god sect, you should first resolve them internally. Then she put on a mischievous face and said, God Lord, don't be hasty. I will take responsibility for you. An icy chill emanated from Xiaoyu's entire body as he coldly scolded. Demonis, it seems that even after joining the sixth sex, you haven't learned any etiquette or shame. Your words are absurd, and your heart is vicious. Today, I will absolutely not spare you. Seeing this, the system appeared and asked, why did you provoke him again? Are you really afraid he can't kill you? Jiangyu replied, don't be noisy. He can't kill me this time. Sooner or later, he'll come again. Even though I can't beat him, I have to let him know that there's no benefit in causing trouble for me. Next time he wants to come and show off his might, he'll at least have to consider if it's worth it. On the side, Qingxiu was crying and wailing. Such strong, killing intent. My life. My Kunlun JT set, senior martial nephew, in my room. Every single item is a priceless treasure. They're very expensive. After hearing this, Jiangyu was surprised and reminded him, Master, he wants to kill me. He dares to kill your newly accepted disciple right in your room. Aren't you going to help me? He clutched his head and replied, aren't I trying to dissuade him right now? Senior martial nephew, if you break my things, I will get angry. Xiaoyu continued to control the Shijun sword and replied, I will compensate Senior for everything. Looking at the sword Qi rushing towards her, Jiangyu said to herself, the wind is so cold. Damn it, relying on others is not as good as relying on myself. She immediately used her bewitching skill. At this moment, a stream of golden spiritual energy appeared behind Xiaoyu. He glanced back and called out, Junior brother. Fangzi was currently absorbing spiritual energy from an enlightenment formation diagram. Xiaoyu looked up and hesitated. Junior brother, you are. Qingxiu continued. He is having spiritual energy infused into his body. His Tao techniques have broken through. Little fish, so you helped him overcome his love tribulation. Jiangyu dissipated her magic power, her eyes wide with astonishment. This works too? He also retracted his spiritual energy, walked over, and said with a smile, Junior brother, you've attained enlightenment. Congratulations. But Fangzi's tone was extremely cold as he replied, yes, I have come to a realization. But now, I have a debt to settle. After speaking, he raised his hand, unleashing his magical power towards Xiaoyu, who hurriedly raised his hand to block, shouting in confusion. Junior brother, what are you trying to do? Fangzi took out his golden sword, his face cold as he looked over, then launched the sword towards Xiaoyu, who swung his hand, knocking the sword away. The sword strike just now had torn a flap of his robe. Xiaoyu's counterattack, even though he caught the sword, still pushed him back with its aftershock. Fangzi covered his mouth, coughing violently. He took out the Shijun sword, simultaneously asking, Fangzi, what are you doing? Jiangyu, on the side, said with amusement, they're fighting. I love watching this. Hit him harder. The system reminded her, they are fighting because of you. Jiangyu calmly replied, they are fellow disciples fighting each other. What the hell does that have to do with me? Don't just blame me for everything. If Fangzi really liked me, how could he agree to let his senior brother chase and try to kill me? Just now, he desperately asked if I liked him, yet had no intention of protecting me. He just feels humiliated for being dumped by a low-level female cultivator, and now he feels like he's been cuckolded by his senior brother, so he's lost face. After hearing this, it found it reasonable, frowning as it replied. You see things quite clearly, don't you? Jiang Yu signaled to the system. Less gossip. Let's watch the show first. Over here, Fong Zi sneered reproachfully. Senior brother is no longer pretending to have deep brotherly affection. Have you revealed your true colors? Xie replied. I don't understand what you're talking about. He continued with a cold laugh. For cultivators like us, the biggest taboo is getting involved in karma. Jiang Yu wronged me. She owed me a karmic debt first. But because I helped her transcend her tribulation, my cultivation broke through, which can be considered a part of the fruit. Between her and me, neither owes the other anything anymore. Hearing this, she clapped in approval. Helping each other is the right thing to do. The system reminded her not to court death. Jiang Yu was just trying to liven up the atmosphere. Fong Zi pointed his sword at Xie Yu, grinding his teeth emotionally. But you are my fellow senior brother, yet you betrayed me and deceived me for this woman. I will absolutely never forgive you. He tried to explain. This demoness is just spouting nonsense. Don't you even have the sense to distinguish truth from falsehood? To point your sword at me. Fighting among fellow disciples is a great taboo in the sect. Don't compound your mistakes. Xie Yu stood motionless as Fong Zi retorted. She's just spouting nonsense. Senior brother, do you think I don't understand you? You are ascetic and devoid of passion. You've never cared about your clothes, wearing a simple Taoist robe all year round. Why today, for no good reason, are you wrapped in an extra layer? What are you trying to hide, senior brother? If you have nothing to be ashamed of in your heart, then open it up for us to see clearly. Xie Yu frowned and raised his hand to his neck. Jiang Yu on the side also wondered. That's right, something is a bit off. Qingqiu suddenly appeared and continued. Martial nephew, what's wrong with your neck? Xie Yu clutched the scarf, hesitating. Jiang Yu immediately spoke up. I didn't kiss the heart last night. It must be because the God Lord's skin is too thin. It can't be that easy to leave a hickey, can it? That doesn't seem right. He turned his head and growled angrily. Shut up. Instantly, a cold aura enveloped the area, nearly freezing Jiang Yu. Don't get angry now. Getting angry just means you're lashing out from embarrassment. Emboldened, Fong Zi shouted. As expected, you two, a shameless pair, you're not even ashamed in front of me. Let's see how long you can keep up this pretense. As soon as the words fell, a slash of sword energy shot across Xie Yu's neck. The scarf was torn, revealing his bruised neck. Xie Yu hurriedly raised his hand to cover it. Qingqiu asked again with great interest. Why is it so red? My dear disciple, how could you be so rough? Martial nephew Xie is still an inexperienced virgin, like a delicate and pure flower. You must be careful and gentle. Why were you so violent? Huh? Jiang Yu replied with a sly smile. How embarrassing. Next time I will definitely be more gentle and cherish the flower. She glanced over and asked the system, isn't the seduction skill an illusion? Yesterday, I sucked him until his skin was raw. After he got out, wasn't he still as unashamed as before? It also replied in confusion. I don't know. I'll go check the back end later. Maybe this seduction skill has some hidden abilities? Fong Zi staggered and said, the truth is right in front of you. What else do you have to argue? Xie Yu, you are a man. You dare to do it, but don't dare to take responsibility. A person like you is also worthy of cultivating the path of heartlessness. The Hahuan sect disciples outside, witnessing the event, were now buzzing with discussion. Oh my God, I just heard 7 senior sisters say that Qingyan Godlord and his junior brother were fighting on Qingyan Peak over the new junior sister our sect master just took in. I didn't believe it, but it turns out to be true. 2 lords who cultivate the path of heartlessness are fighting over a woman. That's too shocking. Disappointed and heartbroken, Fong Zi covered his face, cried, and rushed out. You shameless pair, you truly disgust me. Xie Yu, the world should really see your true face. I'll wait for the day you fall from your divine pedestal. The disciples were equally astonished. Oh my goodness, I've lived for so long. This is the first time I've seen such a live drama scene. So fresh and exciting. So where is that new junior sister? I haven't even met her yet. I wonder what kind of divine beauty she must have to make 2 God sect cultivators of the heartless path fight over her. This new junior sister is totally my type. Master really has a sharp eye. It seems our Hahuan sect has hope for a revival. Xie Yu stood rooted to the spot, listening to every word of ridicule directed at him. The space in the room seemed to freeze completely due to his aura. Jiang Yu asked worriedly, Fox, did I go a little too far? It also covered its face in worry. Xiaoyu glanced at her with his sharp, cold eyes. The Hahuan sect disciples worried. This is Xiaoyu's aura. It's so powerful. Is this the true strength of the god sect's holy son? To turn his hand to make clouds and rain, truly extraordinary. This is bad. He's this angry. The new junior sister won't be beaten to death by him, will she? Xiaoyu stood towering in front of Jiangyu, the entire room almost frozen solid. The system frowned and asked, "Didn't I tell you? He brought his junior brother to your door to cause trouble. It was clearly to regain some face. You made him lose face. He must hate you a lot. Men are like that. If you had given him some face, he would have felt better, his mood would have improved, and everything would have passed. A moment ago, if you had yielded to him, apologized to him, soothed him a little, wouldn't it have been over? Why do you have to keep courting death?" Jiangyu replied firmly, "If I yield this time, there will be no turning back. The point is not whether I apologize or not. In the cultivation world, being powerless and weak is the root of all sin." Xiaoyu turned to Qingxiu and asked, "Senior Yu, could you allow this junior to speak with Jiangyu in private?" He replied with a hint of worry, "Grand Marshal Nephew, no matter what, Jiangyu is now under my tutelage. Although the Hahuan sect cannot compare to the God sect, it doesn't mean just anyone can handle a disciple of my sect as they please." Jiangyu unexpectedly spoke up and agreed, which made Qingxiu even more worried, calling out little Yu. She continued firmly, "I can speak. As it happens, I also have something I want to make clear to the God Lord." After Qingxiu left, only the two of them remained in the now icy room. Xiaoyu pulled the scarf up to cover his neck, then sat down coldly and said, "I thought you would continue to rely on you, Qingxiu's protection, to keep spouting nonsense at me." Jiangyu replied with a cold laugh. "At first, I thought that Qingyan God Lord, with his superior cultivation, would also have superior self-control and magnanimity." She sighed disdainfully. Who knew? For someone who calls himself a God Lord and Holy Son, yet has no sense of humor, narrow-minded, petty, calculating every little thing, threatening to beat and kill at the slightest provocation. To be unable to even appreciate such an interesting joke, I feel it's a pity. These words made him pause. Xiaoyu warned, "Retract those vulgar words of yours. Do you really think I don't dare to kill you right here? You stir up trouble and sow discord between me and my junior brother. If I want to take your life, no one can stop me, but I can spare you. You must come with me to explain clearly to junior brother Fong. No need to waste your breath on any more disgusting words." Jiangyu calmly replied, "To ask for a favor, one must show the attitude of asking for a favor. You threatening me like this, I'm so scared. Do you want me to help you remember? In the end, are you sparing my life, or are you fundamentally unable to kill me?" Xiaoyu remained firm. "Those despicable tricks of yours, do you think I'll fall for them a second time?" Jiangyu replied, "That's not for sure. Actually, God Lord, ask your own heart. You're also very curious, aren't you? If you just kill me with one sword strike, you'll prove your Tao heart, and your junior brother will absolutely believe you have no private feelings for me. Why insist on making me explain? What if I add fuel to the fire? Wouldn't you just be asking for more trouble?" She reached out her hand as if to touch him, hesitatingly asking, "Isn't that right?" Xiaoyu immediately released an icy aura, scolding. He frowned in annoyance and scolded, "Get your filthy hand away. I'm warning you. If you touch me again, I will kill you instantly." Jiang Yu's legs suddenly wobbled, and she became unsteady. Then she stumbled towards Xiaoyu, intentionally yet accidentally planting a kiss on his cheek. The icy wind in the room stopped. Xiaoyu raised a hand to cover his face in embarrassment. She frowned and smiled with amusement, getting angry again. Then Jiangyu unleashed her bewitching technique. Xiaoyu's hand, gripping the armrest of the chair, trembled. He frowned and cursed. "Demoness, you're using this despicable demonic art again." She looked down and sneered. "Why did you fall for it again? Still want to kill me? You can't bring yourself to kill me." "God Lord Xiaoyu, your heart is in turmoil." Jiangyu moved closer, raising her hand and whispering, "Actually, you still have desires, don't you? Otherwise, I wouldn't even be able to touch a single strand of your hair, let alone kiss you, right?" In her heart, she thought, "I can't just wait for you to come and kill me, right? I have to make you fear me too." Xiaoyu stammered, "Nonsense, what on earth do you want?" Jiangyu replied, "Has anyone ever treated you the way I do? Don't you find your own reaction very strange?" She walked around the chair and asked, "You're very curious about my demonic art, aren't you? However, for a lowly and despicable demoness like me, can a so-called demonic art really bewitch a high and mighty God Lord and Holy Son like you?" Jiangyu leaned close to his ear and whispered, or is it that you yourself already have lustful thoughts? Xiaoyu blushed and snapped, shut up and go away. She smiled mockingly, so you can feel shame after all? The images from the barrier earlier reappeared in Xiaoyu's mind, along with Jiangyu's questioning words. Do you feel that you shouldn't have this kind of reaction? You came to find me because you want to unravel the mystery of this demonic art, didn't you? He clenched his fists and replied, that's right. What is your origin exactly? Explain yourself clearly, and I might leave your corpse intact. She answered calmly, but does such a powerful demonic art truly exist in this world? One that can bind your body and can also bind your heart. You are one who cultivates the path of heartlessness. You're supposed to be emotionless, heartless, unfeeling, and without desire. Xiaoyu listened anxiously as Jiangyu continued. As her junior brother asked, do you truly not have even a shred of personal feeling? Cultivators must all undergo countless inquiries of their Tao heart. Today, do you dare let me question your Tao heart? Xiaoyu shut his eyes tightly, his hands gripping the armrests of the chair. Jiangyu's bewitching voice continued to echo. Why do you close your eyes? You don't dare to look at me? Are you afraid that with just one look at me, your entire cultivation will dissipate in a thin air? If you won't look, then I'll describe it for you, shall I? She smiled and continued. Right now, I'm taking off my outer robe. I'm untying my sash. Inside, only a delicate set of inner garments remains. Then, Jiangyu hugged him from behind and whispered, take a sniff. Before coming out earlier, I just put on a sachet filled with the purest pollen from 100 flowers. It smells so good. Her voice continued to ring out, and the imaginary scene in Xiaoyu's mind changed accordingly. My bodice, I must have tied it too loosely in my haste this morning, so it has come undone, is falling into your hands. Will you return it to me? Jiangyu brushed a lock of her hair against his ear and continued, I am completely bare right now. In the God Lord's eyes, am I just a pink-powdered skeleton disturbing your cultivation, or am I a woman who wants to lead you to a place of ultimate bliss? He growled in a strained voice, get lost, then began to mutter an incantation himself. Jiangyu stroked her chin and realized, a heart-cleansing incantation? If your heart is free of worldly impurities, why the need to chant a heart-cleansing incantation? Watching Xiaoyu continue to cast the spell, she thought to herself, this guy really isn't reacting anymore. Just a second ago, he was blushing furiously. Has the difficulty level increased? Jiangyu asked directly, why aren't you answering me? Is it because you don't dare? Xiaoyu, while dispelling the bewitching art, replied, it's because I feel sullied. I was temporarily trapped in your demonic art. But you were right about one thing. I have cultivated the Tao for many years. I should be without anger or joy, without affection or desire. You are merely a petty person, a speck of dust, a lowly ant. If my heart were to be moved by you, wouldn't that be elevating you too much? She raised an eyebrow confidently. Is that so? Then let's continue. Just now you only heard and smelled. You haven't even touched me yet. He asked in a deep voice. Have you never considered your own end? She leaned down, blew a breath on his Xiaoyu's face, and asked, my end? He continued, if you have already become a disciple under Yu Qingqiu, but continue to use such demonic and heretical arts, you will never achieve anything. I'm afraid you will end up with your body destroyed and your soul scattered. Hearing this, Jiangyu thought to herself, if it weren't for these unorthodox and evil ways, I would have died without an intact corpse long ago. Qingye and God Lord, Xiaoyu said in a low voice, I'll consider this my good deed for the day and kindly advise you. She remained calm and replied, then you can continue advising. How about we each mind our own business? He reminded her, your cultivation is still shallow. If you remain immersed in these demonic arts, I fear the day you suffer a qi deviation is not far off. Jiangyu lightly kissed his neck and replied, God Lord, you are so beautiful. Xiaoyu broke out in a sweat, his eyes still shut tight to maintain his clarity. Jiangyu continued to ask, as expected of the holy son of the God sect, a rare prodigy in 10,000 years. I must have a proper taste to be worthy of your title. Am I right? Then she raised her hand to his face. Xiaoyu suddenly smiled and said, I see now. This made Jiangyu wonder, what you see? He instantly grabbed her wrist, looked down, and answered, your aura is filthy, your spiritual veins are chaotic, and you have no aptitude for attaining the Tao. At first, I thought you must have some significant origin, which is why I feigned interest in you. It seems you are nothing more than this. No wonder that despite being in a righteous sect, you resort to such vulgar actions. Before Jiangyu could reply, Xie continued. A cultivator's body has immortal roots and spiritual energy, yet your entire being is filled with the filth of the mortal world. That Xiaoyao sect you once joined was just a worthless, fraudulent den. Taking in a common mortal like you was merely to use you as cannon fodder on the front lines. They were just a bunch of rabble. I don't know where you got this demonic, heretical art from, but it's no different from grasping at straws to save your life or drinking poison to quench your thirst. You're just courting your own destruction. Even if you were lucky enough to cultivate for 100 or 1,000 years, I'm afraid it wouldn't compare to a single moment of my spiritual epiphany. Jiangyu was startled and surprised. He can actually break this. Xie formed a hand seal in front of him and said in a strained voice, "Question my Tao heart, are you even worthy?" Jiangyu told herself, whatever, staying alive is what's important. Then, she directly wrapped her arms around his neck and placed a kiss on his lips. For a moment, Xie couldn't react, his eyes wide with shock as he stammered. Not letting him say more, Jiangyu continued to speak and kiss him. Men who talk too much aren't very likable, you know. She then asked, does the God Lord have anything else to say? Go on, continue. Xie gritted his teeth, unable to form a sentence. You vicious demoness. His hand unconsciously rose, intending to embrace her. In a weak voice, he said, wait until I break this illusionary art of yours. I will definitely. Jiangyu interrupted. Let me tell you something. Actually, this isn't my bewitching illusionary realm at all. She held out her hand before Xieyu's stunned gaze and stated directly, it's just a very ordinary, soul-bewitching powder. I just mixed in a little pink-colored powder. As she spoke, the layer of pink powder instantly vanished. Jiangyu said mockingly, were you afraid of losing face and moaning like last time, so you didn't even dare to move, look, or even have a shred of doubt without first confirming whether you were an illusion? I didn't use any demonic art at all. This kind of soul-bewitching powder has no effect on you whatsoever, but you were enjoying it quite a bit just now. Is it that as long as it's a woman kissing you, you'll be completely captivated? After hearing this, Xie could only frown and blush. Jiangyu flew away on her sword, laughing loudly. What holy son of the god sect? What cultivator of the path of heartlessness? You don't even have this much self-control. Do you have anything else to say? Go on. Xie sat there, gritted his teeth, and vomited blood. On the other side, the system wondered, that was a seduction just now, why did you trick him? Jiangyu replied, of course, it was to make him doubt himself. Internal conflict is what makes a person collapse the most. Hearing this, it cried, it's over. You've completely offended him this time. He's really going to kill you. Jiangyu laughed with delight, as if he didn't want to kill me before. Don't worry, I should have been dead long ago anyway, right? If I'm going to live one more day, I might as well get some benefits out of it, right? But that dog of a male lead, I was unhappy seeing him pretend to be forced. Now I'm happy. Interesting, very interesting. The cold air in the room gradually dissipated. Xie retracted his aura, his whole body trembling. As if suffering from a backlash, he coughed a few times and cursed. Demoness. Then, Yu Qingqiu's entire room was blown up by him. He angrily cursed. Xie, you brat from the god sect. This old master will not forgive you. This venerable one's room was just repaired. Just repaired. On the other side, the system exclaimed in shock. The male lead got so angry he blew up the Hahuan sect's Qingyan Peak. Jiangyu rolled her eyes in disdain. I told you, that guy's truly petty and narrow-minded. Let's scram. Forget him. The mission is the most important thing. With that, she flew away. Raising a hand to her forehead to look around, she said, the next mission is to obtain the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. Yu Qingqiu also said, this is the most important heart technique of the Hawan sect. Although it's damaged, it's better than nothing. I have to find this so-called Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. I can't just let the male lead keep chasing and beating me like this, without even a bit of strength to fight back. The system reminded her, these kinds of heart techniques are probably kept in places like a library pavilion or a scripture repository, right? The scene changes to the scripture repository. She walked lightly up the steps. Someone was already waiting at the door. It was an elder of the Hahuan sect, Song Qingxiu. As soon as she saw her, the elder spoke up and asked, you are Qingqiu's newly accepted disciple? Guoming. Jiangyu was a little surprised and asked back, you knew I would come? Qingxiu smiled and replied, of course. It is the rule of our sect that new disciples must enter the scripture repository to choose a heart technique. And you must also gain the acknowledgement of the heart technique. Inside the scripture repository, mist swirled faintly, and butterflies fluttered about. Qingshu opened the door and reminded her at the same time. Everything will depend on your own fortune now. Looking inside, Jiangyu and the system could only marvel in awe. She looked around and remarked, "This looks so cool. It finally has the feel of a stunning immortal realm in the cultivation world. Back at the Xiaoyao sect, plus with the male lead chasing me, I never got to take a good look at this cultivation world. It's truly an eye-opener. No wonder everyone wants to cultivate." The system thought dejectedly. The Hawan sect is one of the 6 great sects, after all. Although it has declined, it still has some foundation. She was also a bit confused and asked silently, "But with so many books, which one is the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra? How am I supposed to find it? Also, what does it mean to be acknowledged by a heart technique? What if I take a liking to a heart technique, but it doesn't like me back? What should I do? Unrequited love is so tragic." Jiangyu turned to the system and asked, "Do you have any clues?" It broke into a sweat and exclaimed in shock, "We're screwed." Snowflakes appeared again, taking her completely by surprise. The person standing before Jiangyu was none other than Xieyu. After a moment of stupor, she turned and fled frantically. The system exclaimed, "Host, your running speed is getting faster and faster." Jiangyu shouted in confusion, "How did this guy get in here? Is the Hahuan sect scripture repository so easy for outsiders to enter? Is there not a single protective measure for such an important place? Did his parents never teach him any manners? This person just barged straight into another sect's scripture repository without even a greeting. This is so rude." Just then, a hand reached out from behind and lightly touched Jiangyu's shoulder. She was instantly frozen, thinking to herself, "I can't move at all. It's so cold." Xieyu walked up to her, his face impassive. Jiangyu smirked and asked, "Qingyan Godlord? So, you can't bear to be away from me for even a moment? I just came here to do something. Wait for me to finish, and I'll come back to dote on you. Okay, be good." As soon as she finished speaking, he slowly raised his hand. Then he tightly gripped her neck. Xieyu growled, "Take back those despicable words. Every time, you use shameless words to provoke this lord. Then take the opportunity to cast your demonic arts on me. The same old trick. Do you really think this lord will fall for it again?" Then he tightened his grip on Jiangyu's neck. She coughed a few times, trying to pry his hand away, but to no avail. Xieyu frowned at her. Jiangyu was completely helpless at this moment. Looking pitiful, his hand suddenly loosened. Jiangyu gasped for air, thinking to herself, "I don't want to die. Think of a way." Jiangyu, quickly think of a way to save yourself. She reached out to touch Xieyu, using her bewitchment, but he immediately tilted his head to avoid it. The spell dissipated without effect. Jiangyu's eyes widened in horror. Xieyu smiled and asked, "Just you, and you still dare to try and disturb this lord's Dao heart?" Jiangyu, helpless and weak, sank to her knees, feeling uneasy. "The struggle has failed. I'm really going to die, which is fine. At least I don't have to lose face begging him for my life." It turns out cannon fodder, no matter how much they struggle, is still just cannon fodder. Even if cannon fodder temporarily gains the upper hand, it's just a trial for the main character. How hateful. At this moment, the cultivation manual behind her emitted fluctuations of spiritual energy. It flew up and headed towards Jiangyu. At this time, she was still tilting her head back with a bitter smile. The system frantically called out to its host. "The spiritual energy from the manual is reacting to your aura." It flew above Jiangyu's head and then opened wide. The lines of text inside flowed into her body like a stream of water. In her despair, Jiangyu unconsciously realized this was the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. She just like that absorbed the cultivation manual into her body under Xieyu's bewildered gaze. At this moment, dark pink meridians suddenly appeared on Jiangyu's neck. The system anxiously reminded, "Host, it's the cultivation method of the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. You have been acknowledged by the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. Your cultivation realm from the Xiaoyao sect is still there. The two types of Heart Sutras will conflict with each other. You must quickly disperse your cultivation and start over, otherwise you will suffer from cultivation deviation." Jiangyu replied, "But I have to choose the right time, right? If I disperse my cultivation now, my head is about to be crushed by this guy." Then Jiangyu let out a piercing, painful scream. Dense spiritual energy wrapped around her body, simultaneously knocking Xieyu's hand away. He stood there, frowning as he looked down. The violent spiritual energy just now had cut his hand, making it bleed. Xieyu glanced over, thinking, Then he spoke. It seems you've received a decent inherited Heart Sutra. It's just a pity your foundation is too poor. You'll most likely just explode and die. Instead of dying in pain, why not let this Lord send you on your way, giving you a more comfortable death? As he finished speaking, Xieyu's sword instantly appeared. The Shijun's sword appeared in a moment of crisis. Jiang Yu's eyes widened in fear as she looked up. Then she squeezed her eyes shut and screamed, "I'm going to die." Jiang Yu slowly opened her eyes, wondering, "I don't feel anything. Does the divine sect have a painless killing spell?" It turned out the cultivation manual had created a barrier, blocking the sword energy from striking down. She breathed a sigh of relief, wondering, what is this? No time to pay attention for now. It seems even cannon fodder gets lucky sometimes. The system reminded, "Host, quick, circulate your energy immediately." Xieye frowned, looking down in surprise. Jiang Yu began to circulate her energy, telling herself, "I get it. This guy definitely won't let me go easily. Whatever, I'll just take it one step at a time." He spoke up. "A high-grade Heart Sutra will protect you during the inheritance process when it accepts a master. But so what? The Hahuan sect has long been in decline. Its so-called Heart Sutra can only be SOSO. Xieye stood behind her, controlling the Shijun's sword, ready. Once the inheritance is complete and the protective domain disappears, I can still crush you in an instant. The meridians gradually faded, and Jiang Yu now understood the situation. So this is a protective domain, which means he can't kill me right now. I have to quickly think of a way to survive. She spoke while circulating her energy. But so what? Qingyan Godlord, you are the chosen one of the righteous path, a shining example. You want to kill me to defend your junior brother. You want to uncover the secret of my demonic arts for the sake of your righteous path. How noble of you. But from the moment you open your mouth, you've already condemned me. No matter what happened between me and Feng Zi, it would all be my fault. But do you care about the truth? No, you don't care. Xieye asked coldly. What else do you have to say for yourself? Sweat poured down Jiang Yu's face, her body trembling slightly as she replied. Say for myself? As long as Feng Zi doesn't let me go, my explanation will never be clear. I'm the demoness who humiliated you, the slut who seduced your junior brother. Only you people are as pure as a lotus flower. You've already decided so. What else is there for me to explain? You don't even give the Hahuan sect a second glance. You come as you please, kill as you please. What does my petty demonic art even matter? You were just tricked by an ant like me, and you feel humiliated because of your status as the holy son of the divine sect. The Jade Maiden Heart Sutra penetrated deep into her sea of consciousness, causing Jiang Yu's eyes to widen as she felt the pain. Xieye stood there and sneered. A demoness indeed, with a deceitful tongue, shameless. The spiritual energy radiating from her grew denser. She retorted, what you really want is for me to kneel at your feet, crying and repenting. At that time, the Qingyan Godlord will consider his mood, listen to public opinion, and think about whether to spare me or not. You already stand on high, but you're still not satisfied. Even if I'm crushed to death by you, I still have to praise the Godlord's majesty, extol your benevolence. From our very first meeting, you didn't even give me a chance to speak before you condemned me. She propped herself up with her hands on the ground and then shouted proudly, No, I won't bother, just because you're the righteous path and I'm an evil path. You've already decided not to spare me, so why should I beg you? Jiang Yu smiled with steely resolve. An ant can bow and kneel before you to survive. An ant can also grasp at any glimmer of hope to survive, enduring the pain of being flayed and deboned. But an ant can also stand tall and mock you. I don't know about other ants, but this ant doesn't want to give you the satisfaction. After speaking, Jiang Yu screamed piercingly, wrapping her arms around her body in pain, the Shijun's sword still at the ready. The cultivation manual also radiated protective spiritual energy, and meridians like blood veins bulged. She lamented inwardly. It hurts so much. This cultivation world is really not easy to live in. Is dispersing and recultivating this painful? This made Xieye a little surprised. He thought to himself, He recalled his master's advice. Qingyan, the path of cultivation is long and arduous, filled with endless suffering, which is why so few achieve the great Tao. Countless people in the world spend their entire lives just to vaguely cross the first threshold of the 8,000 worlds. But you are different. Your talent is supreme. You have long surpassed the mundane, so you must work even harder. Others can fall, but you alone are not allowed to. Xieye closed his eyes and turned away, thinking to himself, if no matter how hard I try, I can only stop halfway, unable to see the true realm of the great Tao. Then why should I struggle so miserably in vain? On her side, Jianyu had also collapsed, telling herself, as expected, I can't take it anymore. An ant shaking a tree, a lowly ant begging for its life. It's just self-deception. He smiled and said, you can't endure it. Even the pain of dispersing and recultivating makes you suffer like this, let alone cleansing your marrow, punishing your bones, and recreating your body. The system tried to urge her. Host, get up, pull yourself together, get up and meditate to cultivate, or you will suffer from cultivation deviation. Seiyu continued mockingly. Do you think cultivating to achieve the Tao is something any cat or dog can do? That's right, you are indeed an ant. And an ant's life and death is not for it to decide. He swung his hand, summoning his sword, and stabbed straight down at the cultivation manual's barrier, declaring, give up, let me end you right now, and grant you release. A shocking sound rang out, and Jianyu was jolted awake as if startled. But she watched in unending horror as the barrier began to crack. Seiyu demanded in a deep voice, kneel and beg me. Do you think I care? Nothing about you interests me. Killing you is the grace and mercy I grant you. Jianyu clenched her fists and cursed. Hypocrite, give up? Whatever the enemy supports, I will oppose. Whatever the enemy opposes proves I'm doing the right thing. Then she used all her strength to sit up and meditate. Seiyu was a bit stunned to see this. Jianyu gritted her teeth and said loudly, you can kill me, you can threaten me, but that's all. You want me to give up? Who the hell do you think you are? Then she let out a shout, flinging her hands out to absorb the spiritual energy. He waved his hand to disperse the spiritual energy, and at the same time, retracted the aura of the Shijun's sword. Jiangyu's eyes widened as she looked up. She screamed, the sound echoing throughout the scripture repository as blood qi radiated around her. After some time, Jianyu sat there powerlessly, panting heavily. Faint, ethereal butterfly wings appeared behind her. Seiyu remained completely calm. The system called out loudly, Host! Jianyu slowly opened her eyes, then felt the life force in her hands. She looked up and hesitated. I'm still alive? Then she clenched her fists and exclaimed, E succeeded. As soon as the words left her mouth, she immediately vomited blood. Jianyu used her remaining strength to slowly stand up, muttering with conviction. I succeeded. She looked straight at Seiyu and declared resolutely, Look, even a lowly ant can break out of its cocoon and become a butterfly, God Lord. But you can still kill me. Go on. What are you waiting for? Jianyu grabbed his clothes and warned, if you don't kill me today, then in the future you will learn that an ant can bite an elephant and a mayfly can shake an ancient tree. A weak person like me is not someone you can just kill as you please. I will live well, live even longer than you. Don't you regret it? Seiyu pushed her hand away and replied, killing a disciple of the Hahuan sect on Hahuan sect's territory will sooner or later be a hassle. What's the harm in letting you cling to life for a few more days? Jianyu had no strength left and just fell against him. Seiyu pushed her at the waist and shouted, Don't touch me. Then he continued, In a few days, the Lingshu mystic realm will open and all cultivation sects will send their disciples there to train. Do you dare to go? You should know, the Lingshu mystic realm is extremely dangerous. 9 out of 10 die. Countless cultivators have lost their lives there. If you can return alive from that place, then you can boast about living longer than me. Jianyu was stunned, thinking to herself, the Lingshu mystic realm? No way. That's the male lead's most important opportunity at the beginning of the story. The reward is super generous. He doesn't know yet, but I do, so I can snatch his opportunity and become stronger, right? The Lingshu mystic realm is an important trial that takes place once a year in the cultivation world. Although the 6 major sects and 9 minor sects, along with some other small sects, will all send disciples to participate, in reality, the others are just an unimportant backdrop and cannon fodder, all just for the cultivation world to pour all its best resources into the male lead. Jianyu sneered and cursed inwardly. What a bastard who has all the advantages of heaven and earth. His life is like a game hack. The opportunities and rewards in this mystic realm are the foundation for the male lead to later defeat the demon realm, turn the tide of the universe, save the world, and ascend to sainthood. Such a good thing. There's no reason for me to pass it up. Then she stood up and replied to Seiyu, All right, is the Qinyan god Lord asking me out on a date? Then I will definitely be there. He turned to leave while replying, Still talking tough? Even if this Lord doesn't kill you today with an aptitude like yours, do you really think you can accomplish anything? At that time, I'll just have to wait for you to turn to dust in the mystic realm, saving this lord the trouble of dirtying my hands. Jiangyu issued a challenge. Is that so? Even if I die, dying for pleasure is a romantic way to go. It's worth playing with you a little longer. She thought to herself, the high and mighty God Lord has already taken all the advantages in life. He should at least be a little humble. If the resentment of the cannon fodder and background characters accumulates too much, it could also overturn heaven and earth. Those words made Xie Yu frown and pause. Then he opened the door and left, leaving behind the words, so close to death, yet still so disgustingly shameless. Jiangyu stood there watching Xie Yu's retreating back and said, really? He just left like that? How strange. He was screaming about killing me earlier, but just now he could have clearly killed me 100 times over. Why'd he let me go in the end? Then she raised her hand to touch the center of her brow, and a stream of light emanated. This is the butterfly transformation art, a basic magic in the cultivation world, used to record and store information. Jiangyu watched the butterfly transformation art dissipate before her eyes with a hint of regret. What a waste of effort. I secretly diverted my focus just now to save this butterfly, to record everything that just happened. If he had really killed me, at least what this butterfly recorded would let others know. It would be considered helping me not to die silently without a trace. But even if others knew he killed someone completely defenseless, so what? At most, they would just say that the Qingyan God Lord cultivates the profound Tao of indifference and could coldly and ruthlessly punish a demoness like me. Jiangyu held her head and told herself, whatever, what he thinks has nothing to do with me. I should think again, now that I've lost all my power and haven't cultivated the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. I'm just a weak mortal. The Lingshu mystic realm is about to open. How to survive this trial is the most important thing. Think. Scene changed to a mansion in the Hahuan sect. Qingqiu's voice rings out. You rotten brat, you finally showed your face. He grabbed Jiangyu by the shoulders and scolded. Why did you go and provoke that madman Xie Yu just now? He blew up an entire house of mine. Completely blew it up. Do you know that? Our finances are very tight right now, you know? I was saving every penny to fix that dilapidated, unlivable house. And now, my new house, it hurts so much. She clutched her neck and cried out, Master, stop squeezing. I'm really going to die. I don't have a single bit of power right now. Hearing this, Qingqiu let go, his eyes filled with suspicion as he asked, what did you say? Could it be? Jiangyu smiled and replied, I've just been acknowledged by a supreme-grade immortal art. Guess which one? He placed his hand on the center of her forehead. Qingqiu closed his eyes to sense it, then frowned in astonishment. It's the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. Qingqiu shouted with joy. You were actually acknowledged by the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. Heavens, it's been 100 years. After me, the Hahuan sect finally has someone acknowledged by this Heart Sutra. Ancestors, grand ancestors, our sect's lineage will finally not be broken in my hands. Jiangyu wailed and cried, Master, I'm very weak right now. Please be a little gentler. He pouted and replied, My cute, beloved disciple, Master loves you to death. She grimaced in disgust. Your saliva, it's so gross. In the scripture pavilion, Qingqiu looked behind him and gave an order. Elder Qingqiu, quickly inform the sixth sect that our Hahuan sect has an inheritor of the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. Jiangyu is the successor of Yu Qingqiu. Hearing this, she smiled in agreement. Jiangyu shouted in annoyance. Master Yu Qingqiu, let me go. Don't close the Dharma domain. My eyes are stinging. Scene changed to a celestial water pavilion. This person is Lu Zhao, the saintess of the second sect. On her hand is a small bird, continuously chirping to report news. After listening, Zhao murmured, So that's how it is? Jiangyu, isn't she the demoness who was rumored to be with the Qingyan God Lord a few days ago? The first inheritor of the Hahuan sect in 100 years. She rubbed her chin thoughtfully. Then when the Lingshu mystic realm opens. She will definitely come. Zhao smiled calculatingly. I'll make sure she goes in, but never comes out. The Qingyan God Lord can only be mine. Back at the Hahuan sect, sounds of coughing could be heard continuously from inside. Jiangyu sat there vomiting black qi clutching her chest and sighing. After dispersing my cultivation, I still have to cleanse my meridians and purify my marrow. It's so uncomfortable. The system appeared to reassure her. This is an extremely high-quality immortal pill you received after completing the second mission. Cheer up, effort will bring rewards. This is a divine medicine that will help you purify your marrow and reconstruct your bones faster. A notification screen appeared. Mission Content 2, obtain the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra, has been completed. Mission Reward, Marrow Cleansing Pill. Jianyu clutched her chest and replied, I know, stop being so noisy. Your voice is too loud. It keeps echoing in my head. It's just that I've already entered this damn cultivation world anyway. There's no turning back. I can only keep moving forward. If I'm borrowing the name of the Hawan sect to survive at the hands of the male lead, some debts are bound to be incurred. I no longer have a way out. She recalled how Qingxiu had been so concerned about her before. Good disciple, you don't need to worry about trivial matters anymore. The most urgent thing is to quickly build your foundation. Only then can you participate in the Lingshu mystic realm in half a month. You don't have an immortal's cave yet. I'll lend you mine to cultivate in. Don't worry, if anything happens, just let Master handle it. If that bastard Xiaoyu dares to come again, I'll give him a beating first. The hopes of our Hahuan sect now rest on your shoulders. At that time, John, you could only go along with it, I know, but don't shake me. Thank you. And then images of Xiaoyu's sarcastic words to her. You won't be able to stand it. You find even dispersing your cultivation and starting over this painful, let alone cleansing your meridians and purifying your marrow. Reconstructing your body. Jianyu thought to herself, cleansing meridians and purifying marrow, reconstructing the body. Even if he has all the resources, he must have also gone through countless hardships in cultivation to become as strong as he is today. Then I must seize every opportunity one can, work harder than him, be more reckless than him. Her eyes shone with intense determination. So what if he's the male lead? So what if he's the saint son of the divine sect? I want to see if this cultivation world really exists just for you alone. This world, is it really just waiting for you to save it? Is cannon fodder forever destined to be cannon fodder, with no chance to ever rise up? Jianyu pushed herself up and sat in meditation, determined to undergo a complete transformation. The pain from cleansing her meridians and purifying her marrow from her complete transformation caused Jianyu immense agony. Along with the expelled black qi, new streams of spiritual energy appeared in her hands. Jianyu's body underwent continuous changes accordingly. Finally, she slowly opened her eyes, her aura clearly upgraded. The system's eyes lit up at this change, exclaiming, Master! Jianyu woke up after a long sleep. She panted and looked over to ask it, Is it done? The system was still too stunned to speak. Jianyu looked at it, puzzled. What's with that expression? Don't you recognize me anymore? She slowly stood up, her weak body taking a step, the black qi still lingering. Jianyu said softly, It stinks to high heaven. I need to take a bath. This so-called marrow cleansing and bone refining is no different from being scrubbed by an Annie in a public bathhouse. Then she walked to the side of the lake, gently bowing her head to look at her reflection in the water. A change and an elevation in Jianyu's beauty. She paused for a moment. Then her eyes widened in surprise at her own fresh appearance. It seems cultivating the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra can also change one's appearance, huh? Well, not exactly change. It's still the same face, perhaps refined is a better word. Then Jianyu soaked herself in the cool water and wondered, I wonder if I've really gotten stronger. She waved her hand, sending out a stream of true qi, then exclaimed happily, Could this be a Dharma domain? I've really gotten stronger. Jianyu smiled excitedly. This is great. In this cultivation world, I can really cultivate and increase my magical power. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu was riding his flying sword. An image of Jianyu unconsciously appeared in his mind. Flashback to earlier, at the scripture pavilion of the Hawan sect. Before leaving, Xiaoyu had also left behind a tracking butterfly, thinking to himself, This demoness will definitely not stay put. A cultivator cannot be unaware of their own limited aptitude. Even if she tries to cultivate, she'll only be mediocre, yet she still desperately wants to be acknowledged by a supreme grade Heart Sutra. Her demonic arts are so alluring. Could it be that she's from the demon realm with someone behind the scenes controlling her, that's fine too. If she has malicious intent, she won't be able to hide it when she enters the Lingshu mystic realm. I want to see what she really wants. Thanks to that, he also knew that Jiangyu had just undergone a complete transformation. But Xieyu immediately waved his hand to dispel the afterimage. She was acknowledged by the Heart Sutra, probably thanks to its Dharma domain. So what about her appearance? In the end, it's just a shell. It can't fix her shameless nature. Despicable. But his heart was beating erratically. Xieyu wondered, if I was bewitched by her, is it because my cultivation is not yet complete? No, perhaps it's because I've never seen this kind of magic art before. So I was careless for a moment. If that's the case, when I return to the divine sect, I will remember this experience to warn my fellow disciples. Scene changed to the Shangyun Hall of the divine sect. Xieyu was stepping into the main hall. Feng Zi was kneeling there before the Kunlun immortal lord. Seeing him enter, the man frowned and looked over, then spoke. According to the sect's rules, fighting among fellow disciples is strictly forbidden. Your senior brother has returned. Now, go and apologize to him. Feng Zi slowly turned his head to look back. Then he slowly stood up. Feng Zi clasped his hands and bowed in salute. When we were at the Hahuan sect, this junior brother should not have raised his hand against senior brother. I asked for senior brother's forgiveness. Xieyu replied, do you truly know your mistake? We cultivate the Tao of indifference. We should not be entangled in emotions and worldly thoughts. That is your first mistake. You fell for it, failing to understand the principles of our sect, wasting so many years of cultivation. That is your second mistake. You were easily swayed by that demonist words and even raised your sword against a fellow disciple. That is your third mistake. At this point, he paused, looking a bit guilty. The Kunlun immortal lord immediately continued, Feng Zi, go to the emotionless cliff and face the wall for 3 months to reflect on yourself. Go now. He immediately obeyed and walked out. Yes, master. After a moment of silence, Xieyu watched Feng Zi's retreating back and said, Junior brother's obsession this time has not been severed. Although he temporarily broke through a layer of his cultivation technique, it wasn't due to an enlightenment of emotionlessness, but rather due to the obsession of love and hate, indulging in the 7 emotions and 6 desires. If not guided carefully, I fear it will harm him further in the future, leading him down a demonic path. Hearing this, he asked, what about you? Seeing Xieyu stammer and not answer, the Kunlun immortal lord asked again, what is really going on between you and that new disciple of Yu Qingxiu? Are you still unwilling to tell your master the truth? He was stunned, stammering out the 2 words, master. Afterward, somewhere in the divine sect, Xieyu was walking alone, looking troubled. He walked back to his room and leaned weakly against the wall. His master's questions and the images from the great hall flashed through his mind. You and that female disciple from the Hahuan sect, what is really going on? Why is it that after returning from the Hahuan sect, you are always frowning, your mind unsettled? At that time, after stammering for a moment, Xieyu had given his answer. Her matter, I will handle it myself. Hearing this, the Kunlun immortal lord frowned and asked, is there something you can't speak clearly about with your master? He replied with a serious face, that woman possesses demonic arts. I want to investigate the truth. If she is truly involved with demons, I will definitely kill her with my own hands. Hearing this, he turned back and questioned, demonic arts? Qingyan, if it is truly just demonic arts, then why are you so angry? With your cultivation level, could you really be so easily swayed by emotions? Besides breaking your junior brother's Tao heart, did she do anything else more outrageous? He blurted out in response, Master, not at all. Now he walked on deep in thought. The intimate image of Jiangyu from that time also appeared in Xieyu's mind. He clutched his forehead in discomfort, but her image and his master's questions echoed relentlessly. What is your relationship with Yu Qingxiu's new disciple? If it is truly just demonic arts, why are you so angry? With your cultivation level, could your heart still be so easily disturbed? Are you still unwilling to tell me the truth? He quickly put a hand on a pillar for support, wearily propping himself up. Afterward, Xieyu returned to his residence. Walking unsteadily, staggering, the lizard appeared, wagging its tail, and asked, Xieyu, what's wrong with you? He paid it no mind and walked straight past, while it sniffed at him continuously. Then the lizard cried out in astonishment. It wondered on you that woman's scent is getting stronger and stronger. This is bad. How did it come to this? Xieyu stopped short. He stood there and replied, Don't talk nonsense. I've already cast the body cleansing incantation. How could her scent still linger on me? The lizard crawled up and said, Body cleansing incantation, you're just deceiving yourself. Your physical body no longer has the scent, but your very soul has been tainted with her fragrance. These words stunned him. Xiaoyu then continued to chant the incantation. The lizard spoke up. I can't imagine what she did to you. A cultivator of the emotionless path like you, why are you constantly entangled with a woman? Watching him walk away coldly, it asked worriedly, are you really okay like this? Xiaoyu returned to the lakeside to calm his mind and meditate. Spiritual energy seeped through his hands and was channeled into his sea of consciousness. Cold chi continuously appeared and was pushed inside. The lizard was startled and worried. Is this necessary? Are you cleansing your soul? Ice and snow appeared on Xiaoyu's hands. He was using an extremely powerful purification. The sound of ice shards cracking echoed. Then they crystallized into a large mass behind him. The lizard covered its face with its hands and said loudly, ordinary cultivators only need to cleanse their souls when their spiritual soul is tainted by demonic chi. Do you know how painful this is? Why must you suffer like this? After he finished, Xiaoyu coughed a few times and asked in a raspy voice, is it still there? The lizard was dumbfounded, seeing its expression. He continued to cleanse his soul. I see. It's not enough. More. Images of his master, of himself being tortured in the barrier. And also Jiang Yu's smile appeared along with them. The lizard watched, stunned. Xiaoyu panted heavily while continuously purifying his spirit. After some time, his hands fell limp. It stepped forward pitifully and called out. But before it could touch Xiaoyu, its hand felt like it was turning to stone as it exclaimed, so cold. That's enough. Stop it. He lay there, struggling to look up, and asked, could it be? It's still there? Her scent. I cannot be distracted. I bear the responsibility of the divine sect and the entire cultivation world. My Tao heart absolutely cannot have a crack. I must do it again. The lizard thought to itself, there's a crack. It's over. The person who could reduce Xiaoyu, the saint son of the divine sect, to this state. What kind of divine being are they? Scene changed to half a month later at the divine sect. Qingxiu led Jiang Yu to the outside of the great hall and said in a loud voice, Yu Qingxiu demands compensation from immortal Lord Kunlun to rebuild the destroyed place, a more beautiful version. Today is the day our Hahuan sect decides the list of disciples who will participate in the training at the Lingshu Mystic Realm this year. Although you are my personal disciple, you haven't been in the sect for long and still need the recognition of the other martial uncles. You must perform well later. She immediately agreed, thinking to herself, is this what they call a unit inspection? Seriously, I'm getting a little nervous. In the council hall of the Hahuan sect, the elders were discussing amongst themselves. Although the new disciple the sect master took in has been acknowledged by the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra, she only dispersed her cultivation less than half a month ago. In such a short time, I'm afraid she hasn't even established her foundation establishment cultivation base yet. For this trial, it would be better if we chose someone else. That's right, that's right. Not to mention, if she enters the mystic realm without even the ability to protect herself. Our Hahuan sect worked so hard to finally get an inheritor of the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. What if something happens to her? I think this spot should be given to someone else. I nominate someone, my own personal disciple. Just then, Qingxiu's voice echoed from outside. Everyone seems to be having a lively chat. Seeing him, everyone bowed. Greetings, sect master. He waved his hand and replied, no need for formalities, no need for formalities. Everyone, please be seated. Qingxiu sat down in the sect master's chair, smiled, and said to everyone, I heard all of your worries just now. The elders quickly explained, Sect master, it is impolite to discuss things behind your back like this, but everyone's worries are understandable. Jiang Yu has not yet reached foundation establishment. Letting her go is no different from sending her to her death. Although it's called a joint trial between sects, it's actually a subtle competition among the disciples. We just got a new inheritor. If she dies in the mystic realm, wouldn't we become a laughingstock? That's right, that's right. Jiang Yu clasped her hands in front of her chest and responded to the doubts. Martial uncles, thank you for worrying that Jiang Yu cannot participate because I haven't reached foundation establishment. But you can rest assured. They looked at her radiant appearance and asked in astonishment, you've already reached foundation establishment? She smiled and replied, yes, martial uncles, that's right. Everyone exclaimed in admiration, a genius. The sect master has truly found a treasure this time. Congratulations, sect master. Congratulations, little martial niece Jiang Yu. The winds of fortune have turned. It's our Hahuan sex time to shine again. Jiangyu smugly puffed out her chest, delighted. Oh my god, isn't this a scene straight out of a power fantasy novel? My time has come. Although it was thanks to the high-grade spirit pill rewarded from the last mission that she could re-establish her foundation in such a short time. However, there were still worries, prompting Qingqiu to instruct. Although you have reached foundation establishment, the Lingshu mystic realm is extremely dangerous and unpredictable. During this trial, you must stick close to your senior brothers and sisters, understand? Jiangyu immediately obeyed. Standing beside her, senior sister Tian Yu chimed in. So this is our new junior sister. I'd only heard your name, but never met you. Now that I have, this big sister likes you a lot. Senior brother Wu Yuan lifted her chin and said with amusement, this senior brother likes you too. But, little junior sister, in the trial team, the divine sect will definitely send your lover, Xieyu, the Qingyan God Lord. That guy is very difficult to deal with. I once tried to seduce him and was almost killed. Poor junior sister. How can you stand such a crude man who doesn't know how to cherish a beautiful flower? Jiangyu quickly replied, no, it really hasn't been easy for me either. Then the two of them crowded around to inspect Jiangyu. But our little junior sister is different. Our little junior sister is the inheritor of the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. After all, capturing him will be as easy as pie. Wow, junior sister's waist is so small. Where is it? Let this senior brother have a feel too. I was originally planning to challenge that big block of ice, but now he belongs to little junior sister. This senior brother is very principled. I would never steal from an acquaintance. Don't worry. Over here, senior brother Wu Yai struck a cool pose and said, little junior sister, rest assured, if Xieyu tries to kill you again, we can join forces and fight him. We can at least help you hold on for a single breath. Meanwhile, the other two were bickering loudly. You touched, so I'm touching too. Have you even been castrated yet to dare to touch? Are you worthy? Get lost. I won't dare to next time. Little junior sister, no need to be moved. This is what we should do, Jiangyu said in a low voice. I'm really so grateful to everyone. In her heart, she sighed, this Hahuan sect is truly too bizarre. Scene changed to 3 days later, in front of the Lingshu mystic realm. The participants were discussing, I wonder what special wonders the mystic realm will have this year. That's right. If it's like last year, it would be truly terrifying. If it weren't for Xieyu last year, that senior brother from the Hongmen sect would have probably burst into flames on the spot. A small palanquin was pulled by a crane, flanked by disciples riding on flying swords. Someone who kept mentioning Xieyu was immediately reminded by their senior sister. Jiangyu was sitting dejectedly in the palanquin, not wanting to be asked about her business with Xieyu. Outside, Tianyu's voice rang out. Are you an idiot? You just keep saying the one thing you're not supposed to say. Little junior sister is still hiding in the carriage and won't come out. You still mention Xieyu. Aren't you making things awkward for her? How many times have I pinched you? I told you not to mention Xieyu, but you keep mentioning him. Are you trying to pick a fight with me? I said not to mention the two words Xieyu. Is that so hard? That person was senior sister Tianyun. She held her head and whimpered. But senior sister, now every sentence you say has those two words in it. A flustered Tianyu said cheekily, I was just reminding you. Don't mention it again, okay? A moment later, snowflakes suddenly appeared in the air. Tianyun put up a hand, blushing, and asked, have we arrived at the mystic realm? Why is it suddenly snowing out of nowhere? Jiangyu was startled when she heard the word snow. The temperature dropped, and a cold wind blew relentlessly. Below, groups of people from various sects were gathered. It was the groups from the Divine Sect, the Hongmen Sect, and the Second Sect. Xieyu turned to look when he sensed their presence. The people of the Hahuan Sect and the Crane Palanquin also landed. Tianyun naively exclaimed, the other sects of the 6 great sects have also arrived. No wonder it's snowing. It turns out to be Qingyan God, Lord's Shijun sword. Jiangyu, inside the palanquin, was startled and peeked her head out. After that, she quickly retreated back into the palanquin. Tianyu raised her fist as a reminder, and only then did Tianyun realize her slip of the tongue. Tianyu approached, knocked on the palanquin, and called out, Little you, for this trial, you are the leading disciple of the Hahuan sect. You must be the first to go out. But Qingyan God Lord is also here. Senior sister knows you don't want to see a heartless man like him who used and left you. But you are a responsible person. You can't hide. Come out. Face him bravely. Jiangyu was about to step out, but paused, touched by her senior sister's concern. She bowed her head slightly and replied, It's not that. It's not like that. I'm not hiding at all. I just feel shy. Why would I hide? I'm the heartless one. I was the one who made the first move. I was the one who won him over. Thank you for your concern, senior sister. But don't be so gentle. You're dragging this out. Outside, Siei was staring intently in that direction, his hand twitching slightly. The atmosphere quieted down somewhat. A person from Hongmen spoke up. All right, the people from the Huan sect have arrived too. Everyone from his 6 great sects is present. Qingyan God Lord, can the Lingshu mystic realm be open now? He looked indifferently behind him. Jiangyu's small feet also stepped forward. After her metamorphosis, her beauty had been elevated, causing the crowd of cultivators from the 6 sects to murmur and gossip in admiration. Why does this female cultivator from the Huan sect look so unfamiliar? I've never seen her before. Your news is too slow. This is the newly recruited disciple of the Huan sect, Jiangyu. I heard she has been acknowledged by the Huan sect's ultimate technique, the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra, and sect master Yu has very high hopes for her. That's her? Rumor has it she has an ambiguous relationship with Qingyan Godlord. For her, Qingyan Godlord didn't hesitate to cuckold his own junior brother Fong Zi, disregarding his reputation to be the third party in a love affair. Hearing this, Tian Yin turned back and scolded. Hey, stop talking nonsense. Spreading baseless rumors. What a foul mouth. The crowd still didn't stop, mocking. Look, Fong Zi is nowhere to be seen in the Divine Sex team. He must have been maliciously dealt with by a jealous Qingyan Godlord. Impossible. Qingyan Godlord is a genius, cultivating the path of emotionlessness, born without the root of love. That girl is pretty, but Qingyan Godlord has never been close to women. He hasn't even glanced at the saintess of the 2 sects, the #1 beauty in our cultivation world. Jiangyu heard this and thought in frustration. Please, if you're going to talk bad about someone in front of them, could you at least lower your voice? Do people have to be this thoughtless? Just then, a voice from behind startled her. You're Jiangyu? Lu Zhaozhao stood there, tilting her head to look at her, and criticized in a soft voice. These past few days, rumors about you are everywhere. You're quite the celebrity. I thought you'd be some kind of peerless beauty, but you're just this. The disciples gasped in admiration. My God, it's the saintess of the 2 sects, Lu Zhaozhao. Oh my God, 2 women fighting over 1 man. The main characters of the drama are all here. This is truly a live version of a Shura field in the cultivation world. I'm not in a hurry to enter the mystic realm anymore. The trial is a small matter. Watching the drama is the big deal. Today's scene is really worth watching. Will there be a fight? Will there be a fight? Jiangyu put on an innocent and confused expression and asked back. Who is this? The system appeared and explained. This is the male lead's #1 fan from the original novel. Now that rumors about you and the male lead are rampant, she will definitely see you as a love rival. Host, pray for your own good fortune. Wu Yai stepped between them and scolded the people from the 2 sects. We cultivators have always valued self-cultivation and nurturing our character. That's why the cultivation world has always been pure and transcendent. Why does this place smell so foul today? Is it because some people's cultivation hasn't improved, but their talent for backstabbing has grown quite a bit? They laughed loudly in response. Your Huan sect dares to talk about self-cultivation and nurturing character? That's hilarious. Over here, Zhao Zhao extended her hand towards Xieyu and called out, Qingyan. She pointed at Jiangyu and asked, the rumors outside say you have feelings for her. Is this true or false? Just that alone caused the disciples to stir. As expected of Saintess Lu, so frank, so direct. That's right, asking the person involved directly is the best way. Let's see how Qingyan God Lord will answer. Will he protect Saintess Lu's sincere feelings? Or has his heart already changed? Xieyu immediately glared at them. Then he directly pushed Zhao Zhao's hand away and replied, I don't know what it means to be fond of someone. I have never tasted that feeling. Then he put his hand to his neck and turned away. Emboldened, she laughed loudly and aimed at Jiangyu, saying, See, he said himself, he's not interested in you. Please stay away from Qingyan God, Lord, from now on. The disciples of the 2 sects chimed in, emboldened. See, I told you so. Those rumors are all fabricated. How could Qingyan God, Lord, possibly like a woman like her? Just by entering the Huan sect, the lowest ranked sect among the upper 6 sects, she already doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Compared to Saintess Lu, she's nothing but mud beneath her feet. But Qingyan God Lord said he doesn't know what it means to be fond of someone. That means he's not interested in Saintess Lu either. After hearing that, Zhao Zhao angrily scolded. Hey, what did you say? How dare you compare me to that small fry? Over here, Jiangyu covered her ears and said in frustration, "You people are too noisy." She coldly walked past him and continued, "Could it be that I'm not interested in Qingyan Godlord either? Aren't we supposed to be entering the mystic realm for the trial? What are we still standing here waiting for?" This left the onlookers somewhat surprised. Zhao Zhao smiled with amusement. "You're not the number one under heaven because you don't want to be? Or why do you have to say you're not interested in Qingyan Godlord?" Jiangyu bluntly retorted, "Could it be that sooner or later the number one under heaven will be me?" Xiaoyu frowned in surprise, thinking she's actually a foundation establishment. It's only been half a month. Zhao Zhao feigned a mocking tone. "Are you crazy? Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue when you boast like that? You, the number one under heaven? Then I must be the nine heavens' holy mother. Everyone be quiet. The mystic realm is about to open." They discussed and criticized. "I thought there would be a fight, but it ended up being just this. A little girl who doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. The Hawan sect is truly ridiculous, finding a crazy daydreamer to be their last straw. The Hawan sect is already in decline. Who knows if they can even keep their position in the upper 6 sects next year? Just let them console themselves a little. For so many years, the Hawan sect has achieved nothing. I thought they wouldn't have the face to send anyone this year. Who knew they'd find a clown to perform a monkey show for the world's amusement?" Hearing this, Tianyun shouted loudly, "Watch your mouth." Tianyu stopped her. "Don't waste your energy. It'll ruin your mood. Arguing with them now, even if you win, is meaningless. Look, even Junior Sister can't be bothered to waste her breath on them." Xiaoyu then stepped forward. The disciples of the 6 sects followed suit and gathered. Behind them, Zhao Zhao turned to probe Jiangyu. "Are you really not interested in Qingyan?" She answered bluntly, "I already said I'm not." This made her wonder, how can you not be interested in Qingyan Godlord? Jiangyu was a bit confused. "If I'm not interested in him, you should be happy." Zhao Zhao replied loudly, "Who could be happy? How can you not like him? In the cultivation world, all female cultivators must like him. If you don't like him, doesn't that mean he's not valuable anymore? Then what's the point of me liking him?" Then she said thoughtfully, "Who knows if you're just putting on a brave face, deliberately using this little trick to attract Qingyan God Lord's attention." Jiangyu smiled and replied, "Then you can rest assured. I'd rather Qingyan God Lord not pay any attention to me." Zhao Zhao offered a reminder. "Qingyan God Lord's strength, to be honest, I truly acknowledge it. In the mystic realm, resources are limited, so it's best not to run into him." Jiangyu thought to herself, so this girl is that obsessed with Xiaoyu. Turns out she just wants to win a prominent toy to get attention. "Oh, Xiaoyu, even as a male lead, you're this pathetic." She looked towards him and deliberately raised her voice. "Besides, I think Qingyan Godlord probably doesn't want to see me much either, right?" He raised his hand to the cliff wall and channeled his spiritual energy. A faint spatial door appeared. The mystic realm opened. The scene shifted to inside the Lingshu mystic realm. Someone spoke up as a reminder. "All right, everyone is inside. From now on, everyone relies on their own abilities. I hope everyone finds great opportunities." The others also started to move. "Let's go this way." The people from the divine sect went ahead just now. "I heard Qingyan God Lord also chose this path, so let's go too." Zhao Zhao made a teasing expression and reminded Jiangyu, "This mystic realm is full of dangers. Little fish like you must be careful." She turned and walked in the opposite direction of the divine sect group. Jiangyu pointed forward and said to her sect members, "Let's go this way." In her heart, she calculated, this place is the furthest from the direction the male lead went. I probably won't run into that guy, right? Tianyun and Tianyu said in unison, "All right, we trust Junior Sister's judgment." They then walked through a cave filled with dense spiritual energy. At this moment, a dazzling speck of light appeared. The group stared blankly upwards. Unexpectedly, at the end of the cave was a paradise. They exclaimed in admiration, "Oh my God, the spiritual energy here is so abundant. It's truly a spirit-gathering treasure land for cultivation." As expected of Junior Sister, to be able to lead us to such a good place. Beside them, Jiangyu smiled with delight. She thought to herself, "Senior Sister, you're too kind. I was just guessing." She turned back and asked them, "Senior brothers and sisters, are you planning to cultivate here?" Tianyu replied, "Since we found it, let's just stay here. Little you, come here. You also find a place to calm your mind and begin cultivating." The others also moved to find their own spots. After some time, Jiangyu was sitting by a lake. Chin in hand, she softly asked the system, "Let's review the plot. Where exactly is the male lead's opportunity?" "I'll snatch it first." It hurriedly checked and replied, "Don't rush, don't rush. Let me look it up." Just then, a snowflake appeared, causing Jiang Yu's eyes to widen. She looked up at the sky and saw snow falling. Jiang Yu jumped to her feet, realizing, "Xie. She saw him slowly descending to the ground. She exclaimed in alarm, "How did you find me?" He raised his hand and coldly replied, "I planted a tracking butterfly on you." Seeing the butterfly fly out from her body, Jiang Yu was utterly astonished. She let out a weary sigh and wondered, "Why is there a bone-chilling cold air coming over me?" Jiang Yu looked over at the people from the Huan sect and saw they were frozen. She turned back to look at Xie Yu and said loudly, "God Lord, the grudge is between you and me. Please do not involve innocent people." After hearing this, he replied, "That's reasonable." Then, Xie Yu waved his hand. "I have sent them to another place of opportunity. They will not remember anything that happened here." Jiang Yu was shocked and thought to herself, as expected of someone at the great perfection of the Golden Core stage. His cultivation level has far surpassed that of ordinary people. In his eyes, we're nothing but weeds. He gently raised his hand, channeling his spiritual energy, and looked at her with a serious face, continuing, "All right, now that the hindrances are gone, it's time to end the matter between you and me." As he finished speaking, Xie Yu pointed the Shijun sword directly at her. He asked in a cold voice, "Demoness, do you have any last words?" Jiang Yu closed her eyes, bowed her head, and thought, "Going around in circles, I'm still back at the starting point. So, does all my struggle still have any meaning?" She looked up in despair and replied, "God Lord, I am truly afraid of death. If you must kill me today, I don't want to dirty your hands." These words made Xie Yu pause and ask, "What did you say?" Jiang Yu raised her hand and gripped the Shijun sword tightly, then used it to stab herself in the chest. Xie Yu exclaimed, "What are you doing?" The system was also startled and called out to her, "Host." Jiang Yu said in a calm voice, "God Lord Xie Yu know, Qingyan, let me call you that just once. I approached Junior Brother Fong, only to get closer to you. Even though I schemed and plotted, I couldn't make you spare me a single glance. To die in front of the person I love, I can now close my eyes in peace." These words stunned him once again. Jiang Yu sat there, syrup all over her. Her hands hung limp, the sword still embedded in her chest. The system exclaimed emotionally, "Host, why is this happening? How could someone be willing to die so easily? Host, have you really fallen in love with him?" Syrup from the wound on her chest flowed down her arm incessantly. The system called out worriedly, "Host, don't do this." In the plot, you had almost escaped your entanglement with the male lead. Don't let the original script affect you anymore. You don't like him, you fundamentally don't like him. We're on a mission. Follow the plot, seize his opportunities, wake up. Xie Yu couldn't believe his eyes at all. His mouth stammered, his sword-wielding hand trembled. Her words of confession left him speechless. Xie Yu quickly pulled the sword back, exclaiming, stabbed by the Shijun sword, "Your soul will scatter and disperse." Jiang Yu placed a hand on her chest, syrup still flowing out endlessly. Her whole body trembled as she replied, "So what if my soul scatters and disperses?" The system cried out in anguish, "It's over. Everything has gone up in smoke." It was so hard to escape the plot, but unexpectedly, it's still. Have we failed again this time? Jiang Yu, listless and weak, fell down. Xie Yu's arm instinctively reached out to catch her. Looking at the girl in his arms, he stammered, wondering why. Then he used his spiritual energy to heal her. She coughed once and weakly asked back, "Why?" Xie Yu frowned and pressed, "Why did you say you like me? Don't die, answer me." Jiang Yu weakly raised her hand, calling out, "God Lord." She placed her hand on his cheek and said softly, "Why the doubt? Love is an uncontrollable human instinct. We clearly never knew each other before. Even if you have met me, to say you love me, I don't." Xie Yu was completely stunned. Jiang Yu's eyes were half closed. She reached her hand behind Xie Yu's head and forcefully pulled him towards her. Then she placed a kiss on his lips, the trace of syrup mingling with their breaths. Xie Yu unconsciously hugged Jiang Yu. Then she let go and said, the God Lord's lips, "You have always been on a lofty, snowy peak, never having felt the warmth of fire, so you assume you are made of ice and snow. Accustomed to the cold, you have never tasted the delicacy of carnal love. So how would you know if being emotionless is a choice made after seeing through the world, or just a step you dare not take because you've never experienced it? He hesitantly took her hand. Jiangyu stated firmly, Xie, one who does not truly understand love, is not worthy of cultivating the Tao of emotionlessness. She coughed up a mouthful of syrup and continued, if one is truly emotionless, then in the eyes of an emotionless cultivator, all living beings are but illusions. Nothing exists. Everything is meaningless. Xie froze, looking at her blankly. He raised his hand to her sincerely smiling face. Jiangyu fell into his arms, just like that. Xie shouted, no, don't die, please don't die. He called out in a deep voice, wake up, you can't die. Answer me, you are not allowed to die. Jiangyu unconsciously smiled. Her hand activated a bewitching technique, and the scene instantly changed to Xie-Yu's astonishment. Jiangyu's familiar whip lashed out. Xie-Yu frowned and exclaimed, you lied to me. Jiangyu appeared before him and replied, God Lord Xie-Yu, I really do like you. You're just too naive. I can't believe you actually fell for a simple self-harm trick. He slowly stood up and asked, this is your illusion again, you aquatic demoness? So, everything you just said was a lie? She replied innocently. So what if I lied to you? I just said a few sweet, false words to you. How can that compare to the immortal Lord wanting my life? You came to kill me. Should I have just obediently waited to die? Xie looked over and asserted confidently, I have experienced enough of your tricks. Now, no matter what you do to me, you can no longer move me. Jiangyu made a cute face and replied, you're mistaken. I haven't even used a tenth of my real tricks yet. As soon as she finished speaking, a toy appeared in her hand. He stared blankly, wondering, what is this? Jiangyu asked mischievously, Qingyan God Lord, are you ready to be my dog? Then Jiangyu gripped the chain in her hand. She placed her foot on Xie-Yu's shoulder, and he unconsciously cried out a few times. Jiangyu frowned and reminded him, God Lord, do you know the most essential thing about being a dog? It's being obedient. Disobedient dogs must be chained up like this. Xie-Yu, chained within the aesthetic illusion, weakly exclaimed, you dare. She immediately yanked the chain hard and replied, let's see if I dare or not. Little puppy, immortal lord. The collar tightened, and Xie-Yu let out a cry. He felt a sharp pain in his neck, but still challenged her stubbornly. Is this the only trick you have? Jiangyu pushed Xie-Yu's shoulder with her foot. She looked down and sneered, if you say so. A leather whip immediately appeared in her hand. Seeing it, Xie-Yu blushed and stammered, calling her a demoness. Jiangyu mocked, Immortal Lord, on the path of cultivation, you are indeed a peerless genius of this 9 provinces continent. But when it comes to being a dog, you are truly frighteningly stupid. She kicked him hard, making him fall backward, then demanded he call her master. Xie tried to struggle, but failed. His whole body trembled as he tried to remove the collar. He wondered to himself, how can this be? How can I be so helpless and useless? Jiangyu's foot rose again. She stepped directly on his face, pressing it to the ground, and asked in a harsh voice, did I say you could move? Then Jiangyu pulled the chain hard. With the chain wrapped around his hands, he blurted out, let me go. She looked over and exclaimed, so beautiful, God Lord. This appearance of yours really makes me unable to resist playing with you more. Xie blushed and snapped, shut up, don't say such things anymore. Being touched on his body, Xie trembled and exclaimed, don't touch me, get lost. His weak appearance was completely controlled by Jiangyu. She waved her hand, creating a mirror in front of the two of them. Then she said to him softly, why pretend to be so chaste? In reality, you're enjoying this, aren't you? If you don't believe me, open your eyes and look. Jiangyu forcefully lifted Xie-Yu's chin and demanded in a deep voice, look carefully for me. If you don't, I will strip you naked and spank your bottom. He kept his eyes shut tight and shouted in protest, no, don't. Jiangyu continued to demand, open your eyes and see clearly. If you don't look, how can you see yourself clearly? God Lord Xie-Yu, could it be that you don't want to know your own nature? He weakly asked back, what nature do I have? She smiled and replied, you don't even know? So isn't this me helping you? Don't be afraid, God Lord Xie-Yu. A cultivator must know themselves. Even if it's hard to face, you must have the courage to face it. The holy son of the divine sect shouldn't be a coward, you know? Xie then slowly opened his eyes, his voice stammering and trembling. What you say? I really can't listen to you. Jiangyu and Xie looked into the mirror. She exclaimed, the God Lord is breathtakingly beautiful. He trembled and asked, why am I? She immediately replied, "This is just how you are. The God Lord is truly so wanton." I didn't expect that not only is the God Lord extraordinary in cultivation, but you also have a special talent in this area. You're so good at it. Jiangyu rubbed the leather whip against his body and continued, "Just now I was stabbed by a sword because of you. Now I'll give you 10 lashes in return." That's not too much, is it? Despite his resistance, she just gave a cold smile. Unable to stop her, Xiaoyu sobbed lightly and begged, "Just hit me." Jiangyu immediately yanked the chain hard. She looked straight into Xiaoyu's eyes and demanded, "You should say, 'Please whip me, master.' Say it. We've already come this far. How can you go against my will?" Xiaoyu's lips twitched and trembled. He weakly uttered each word, "Please, master. Whip me." Jiangyu counted as she whipped, the sound of the whip echoing along with Xiaoyu's cries. After 10 lashes, welts appeared on his body. Seeing him panting, Jiangyu bent down and asked, "Darling, do you like being spanked on the bottom by big sister like this?" "My good puppy." Xiaoyu blushed and couldn't respond. He coughed up a mouthful of syrup. At the same time, large cracks appeared in the aesthetic illusion boundary. Jiangyu looked up in surprise, worrying inwardly. Damn it, this guy is breaking the illusion faster and faster. Xiaoyu gripped the collar in his hand, then snapped it. The illusion space was immediately dispelled. A cold Xiaoyu appeared. Jiangyu clutched her chest and stood up, coughing as she spoke. "God Lord Xiaoyu, believe me, anyone who saw you in that state would fall in love with you." He was furious, lightning gathering in the palm of his hand. Looking down from above, the system was terrified. It's over, it's over. The male lead has gone berserk. Host, he's planning to use his life-bound lightning root, the immortal grade thunder, to strike you. Xiaoyu's gaze was ice cold. Jiangyu still appeared calm and said, "So this is a full power strike from God Lord Xiaoyu's life-bound lightning root? Worthy of the holy son of the divine sect. Truly formidable indeed." He released his hand, launching the lightning spirit towards her. Jiangyu spread her arms to receive it. "I'm just a small cannon fodder at the foundation establishment stage. To be annihilated by a golden core stage, holy son, using such an ultimate killing move. Doesn't that prove that I also have a certain level of ability?" She smiled and said loudly, "Xiaoyu, your strength was originally outstanding. I even held you in some regard. But in the end, I discovered that you're only this much. No matter how high your cultivation is, you will never be able to ascend. Can you guess why you fell for my illusion? Want to know why a low-level female cultivator like me can play you in the palm of my hand every time?" Xiaoyu's eyes froze. The lightning spirit continued to descend. Jiangyu confidently asserted, "Because you are a coward, dying a glorious death might not be without its pleasures." She closed her eyes tightly, bracing for impact. But for a long time, she felt nothing wrong. Jiangyu slowly opened her eyes in confusion. Her eyes widened in astonishment. Unexpectedly, Xiaoyu was standing in front of Jiangyu, directly blocking the lightning spirit. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. Jiangyu looked over, completely surprised. Xiaoyu said weakly, "That's right. On the path of cultivation, there can be no unbreakable obstacle. I can indeed crush you easily, even scatter your soul, so you can never be reincarnated for all eternity. But for my own benefit, I cannot kill you for the time being." She supported Xiaoyu and replied, "God Lord is truly ambitious, truly a teachable child. My painstaking efforts to train you were not in vain." Xiaoyu angrily slapped her hand aside. "Despicable. Shut up." The system asked, "Host, did you know he wouldn't kill you?" She calmly replied, "I didn't know. In life, one cannot always be perfectly cautious. Sometimes, you just have to take a gamble." Xiaoyu is invincible and unbreakable, yet he couldn't withstand this illusion. How could he allow such a major weakness to exist? He will definitely think of a way to break it. The more I humiliate him, the less he dares to kill me. I have become his trial, his inner demon. Everyone has pains and obsessions they cannot overcome. Otherwise, he would have long since ascended to immortality. Jiangyu sighed internally. "I'm so tired too." Jiangyu sat there and said weakly to the system, "Although the male lead won't kill me for now, I lost too much blood just now. I'm afraid I won't be able to hold on." Seeing her condition, it also blurted out worriedly, "It's over, host. Don't die." "Host, for my sake, you can't die either." Jiangyu replied, "Stop being so noisy. You could wake the dead." "I'm not dead, just really tired. Besides, regarding Xiaoyu's opportunities, instead of us searching aimlessly like headless flies, we might as well just stick to him. Wouldn't that be faster?" The system only just realized and exclaimed, "Oh, right. Host, you're so smart." Xiaoyu then slowly stood up. Jiangyu deliberately leaned close against him, then reached out and tried to grab the hem of his robe. Xie was stunned. Jiang Yu said in a weak voice, "God Lord, so heartless. After enjoying yourself, you just pull up your pants and leave without a word. A typical hit it and quit it man, a heartless scumbag." Xie, furious, exclaimed, "Let go. What nonsense are you spouting? What do you mean I enjoyed myself? When did I enjoy myself?" She looked up and asked back, "So you didn't enjoy it? I won't accept that. You can doubt my character, but you cannot doubt my technique." He blushed and replied, "I did not enjoy it." Jiang Yu put on an innocent, questioning expression. "Really? Tell me what you didn't enjoy. I'll fix it next time." Xie replied, flustered, "No, shut up, shut your mouth. If you say one more word." She directly interrupted, "Will you kiss me?" Xie said while pulling at his robe, "You degenerate, shameless, impudent woman. Let go. I've already spared you once. Don't push your luck. In your current state, a single breath from me is enough to scatter your soul." Jiang Yu clutched her chest, coughing weakly, and said, "God Lord doesn't need to kill me. I was so heavily injured just now. If you really leave, I'm afraid I won't live for much longer." Xie froze. She clutched her chest, continuing her act. "You said you wouldn't kill me, but you're leaving me here to die. Doesn't that make you blocking the heavenly lightning for me redundant? Stupid, doesn't understand a thing, and a bit foolish too." He immediately fell silent. Jiang Yu noticed this with a glance and continued her act. "It seems the great God Lord truly regrets sparing me. Then you should just go. Just leave me to die alone in this mystic realm where no one can see or hear." Xie clenched his fists. Losing his patience, he looked down at the hand clutching his robe and said, "If you're telling me to go, then let go." He gently pinched her mouth open, then stuffed a medicinal pill into her mouth. It was a top-grade healing pill. God Lord Xie, you wouldn't have any cheaper pills. Watching her chew the pill, he pressed, "All right, once this pill takes effect, you will recover completely. Hurry up, can you let go of me now?" Jiang Yu continued to cough, feigning weakness as she replied, "This mystic realm is fraught with danger. Initially, I was with my fellow disciples from the Hawan sect, and we could look after each other. But you sent them all elsewhere without a word, leaving me all alone, cold and lonely. All by myself." Xie closed his eyes tightly, then snapped, "Once you find your fellow disciples, get lost. Let's go." Then she leaned onto his back. Seeing Jiang Yu being carried on his back, the system couldn't help but be impressed, as expected of the host. Seeing the two of them approach, the people from the Hong sect asked in great surprise, "Isn't that God Lord Xie? God Lord Xie, come sit for a while." Jiang Yu waved and replied with a bright smile, "Senior brothers, we're not resting anymore. We have to keep going." The Hong sect crowd started gossiping among themselves. "Is that God Lord Xie? Someone answer me. He looks just like him. The aura is the same too. There can't be a second God, Lord Xie, in the cultivation world. What's with them? Doesn't God Lord Xie cultivate the emotionless Tao? Why is he with a woman, and so intimately? Look at that woman covered in blood. She must be injured. She was probably just saved by God, Lord Xie." The people from the two sects also stared wide-eyed. "Isn't that the demoness from the Hawan sect? Why is she being carried by God Lord Xie like that? Is she worthy? Did she use some evil art to bewitch the God Lord? Should we tell the saintess about this? Or is it better not to? The saintess will go crazy if she finds out." Jiang Yu replied cheekily, it's me. I'm that disciple from the Hawan sect. Good afternoon, everyone. Brothers, have you found any opportunities yet? Found a place with abundant spiritual energy, suitable for cultivation?" Xie snapped irritably, "Can you shut your mouth?" She replied innocently, "Greeting acquaintances is just common courtesy. Cultivating immortality is important, but social connections are important too. When you're out in the world, more friends mean more paths." The two of them continued into a deserted forest with no one in sight. Jiang Yu continued, "Great God Lord, don't you have any friends?" A moment later, the two arrived at a large, sparkling lake. The system also had to exclaim, "It's so beautiful." She looked over and asked Foxy this place. "It seems to be where the male lead gets his opportunity." It replied, "Seems so. That's exactly it. You can tell from the environment." A large lake appeared in the middle of the forest. Xie stared blankly and uttered, "This is..." His hands unconsciously let go. Jiang Yu fell to the ground with a thud. She held her hip in annoyance and said, "You could have given me a heads up before putting me down." Xie took out the Shijun sword and replied, "Hearing you shout with such vigor, your injuries must be healed. Something is wrong with this place. You should go." Jiang Yu rubbed her chin, thinking, this must be the place of Xie Yu's great opportunity in the mystic realm. He wants to drive me away to monopolize it. The system agreed, "That's right, but it's probably not that extreme." Perhaps he doesn't know yet either, but it looks quite dangerous. Are you sure you want to fight for it? Of course. Jianyu couldn't pass it up. She stood up, dusted herself off, then walked over to link arms with Xie and said, "One night, as husband and wife, 100 nights of gratitude. I can't bear to be apart from my husband." He replied with disgust, "This place is strange. Your strength is weak. You won't be able to protect yourself if you encounter danger. I don't want to see you die. You can only die by my hands. Furthermore, this lord has never been your husband, nor is there any gratitude between us." Jianyu spoke up, "Immortal lord, you're so cute. A tough mouth, but a soft heart. You're clearly worried about me. See how you brush it off? I'm not worried about you." Just then, the water in the lake began to surge and churn. He was startled, sensing danger. He immediately pushed Jianyu back and shouted loudly, "Get back." A cold aura emanated from a Shijun sword. Xie stood there with an icy aura. He unleashed a slash that split the water in two. The slash created a spatial rift. Jianyu sat there, stunned, as she realized this is it, the so-called heavenly gate from the original story. An important opportunity. The system exclaimed, "Amazing. If we hadn't followed Xie, we wouldn't have been able to slash this thing open." She quickly flew up and said, "Let's go over there and take a look." Seeing this, Xie shouted a warning. "Hey, you fool. You're rushing over there without investigating first. Come back." Jianyu paid no heed and continued forward. She was pleased internally. This opportunity is definitely mine. A dense, spiritual energy emanated from the rift. She reached out her hand and said to herself, "This spiritual power is so strong. This is the opportunity that belongs to the male lead. It's mine now." However, Jianyu then froze, realizing something strange. The stream of power bypassed her and went straight down. Xie below shouted, "This is not good." She realized with a start, "I can't touch it. That guy is cheating too much. I can't even snatch it." But Jianyu was still determined, rushing forward and telling herself, "Whatever, this opportunity is mine." While he was preparing to defend, she rushed back towards that stream of aura. Jianyu turned and stood in front of Xie, blocking it. While he was stunned and confused, she smiled calmly, her mind full of calculations. "I don't believe you can still avoid me like this." But that power directly pierced through Jianyu's body. Her eyes widened in horror. Then she coughed up a large mouthful of blood. Xie immediately rushed over. He reached out to support her and asked, "What are you doing?" A large hole now appeared in the middle of Jianyu's chest. Xie supported her and exclaimed, "That white light contains killing intent. It must be something that pursues spiritual power and sucks the blood of cultivators. My cultivation is higher than yours. It was aiming for me. Why? Why did you block it for me?" Jianyu coughed a few times, thinking to herself, "How would I know? I didn't want to either." Xieyu's voice grew more anxious. "Are you an idiot? Don't you want to live anymore? With skills like yours, what could you possibly block for me?" Jianyu replied, tremblingly, "As long as the God Lord is unharmed, I can rest easy." In her heart, she thought differently. "Good boy, puppy. As long as you think that, I can rest easy. What the hell kind of major opportunity is this?" Xie held Jianyu, saying with a pained heart, "Why? You're clearly full of lies. So why do you mix insincerity? Truth and falsehood are all jumbled up. Which one is real in the end?" He looked at her worriedly, then turned his gaze towards the rift. Xie sensed something unusual. This is not good. The turbid and malevolent energy pouring out of this rift is extremely dangerous. If not dealt with, it will surely bring disaster to others. I must go inside to investigate. He picked her up, having made a decision. "I can't leave you here alone. I'll have to take you with me." Finishing his words, Siyu pushed off the ground and went straight into the spatial rift. This action stunned the system. It couldn't help but admire its host. So skillful, truly worthy of being the host. This self-inflicted injury ploy was played so smoothly. She must have realized that spiritual energy wasn't a major opportunity and immediately changed her strategy to take advantage of Siyu. So brilliant. Indeed, there are still many things in this world for me to learn. I must record this. Inside the rift was a barren space. Siyu stood there, holding Jianyu. He gently set her down to lean against a rock wall, then took out a medicinal pill and fed it to Jianyu. Siyu then took out a small gourd, and a lizard also came out, sniffing around. Seeing her, its eyes widened with excitement. "It's her. The scent on your divine soul is hers." He turned his face away and replied, I have already cleansed my divine soul. There is no one's sin on it anymore. The lizard immediately cut in. You have a sin again now. It's even stronger than before. She must have hugged and kissed you again and even had a good meal. So you turned away, dismissing it. The little lizard continued. Your medicinal pill seems to be useless. Why hasn't she woken up yet? Your wife isn't dead, is she? He snapped angrily. Shut up. Stop talking nonsense. Even a top-grade healing pill can't cure it. This wound is likely unusual. I must treat her wound quickly. The lizard agreed. That's right. You're absolutely right. There's so much blood. Say you sat down beside Jiangyu. As his hand neared her wound, he suddenly hesitated and stopped. The lizard looked up, puzzled. Why did you stop? Hurry up and treat the wound. Seiyu tore off a piece of his clothing and used it to blindfold himself. Seeing this, it asked, puzzled, What are you doing? He replied softly, Do not look at what is improper. Then, Seiyu reached his hand toward her and fumbled around, searching for the wound. The moment he touched Jiang Yu's skin, he quickly pulled his hand back and turned his face away. The little lizard teased, Are you capable of doing this or not? Or should I do it for you? Seiyu flicked it away, sending it flying, then reached out and pulled down Jiang Yu's clothes. At the same time, he raised his hand to channel his spiritual power. He placed his hand on her wound and infused spiritual energy into it. Seiyu wondered in confusion. This isn't right. Why is there still a fluctuation of malevolent energy? If this malevolent energy cannot be expelled with spiritual arts, then the only way is to see if it can be sucked out. He shot up, intending to leave, telling himself, She's just a demoness. Why should I do this? But looking at the fragile girl lying there, the image of her weakly saying after taking the blow for him, As long as the God Lord is unharmed, I can rest easy, replayed in his mind. Seiyu couldn't restrain his feelings. He decided to continue saving her. Fine, I'll just consider this repaying the favor. Seiyu gently helped Jiangyu up, then aimed his mouth towards the wound, and quickly used his mouth to try and suck out the malevolent energy. Seiyu was a little embarrassed behind his blindfold. He sucked continuously without stopping. Jiangyu let out a soft, involuntary cry. Seiyu continued to suck harder, and the malevolent energy gradually came out with it. He felt a softness on his lips. Just then, a slap landed. Seiyu saw stars. Jiangyu pulled her clothes back up and asked loudly, What do you think you're doing? Seiyu held his face, staring at her blankly. He was a bit flustered as he pictured it. Just now, the scene that Jiangyu saw. Seiyu stood up and turned away, while she sat there, cursing repeatedly. Pervert! But Jiangyu paused, recalling the moment she was hit by that malevolent energy. She clutched her chest and thought to herself, It seems he supported me before, then said I saved him from fatal blow, so he must be treating me. Jiangyu looked around, changing the subject. The weather today really isn't bad. Where's this? Seiyu asked in a low voice. Just now. Why did you block that strike for me? She continued to look away, avoiding the question. Where is this? Weren't we just by the lake? What did you say? He took a deep breath. Then he exhaled lightly and replied, It's nothing. Seiyu looked up at the rift in the sky and answered, This is an illusory land, the inside of the phantom image you saw earlier. Jiangyu thought to herself, an illusory land. I was just pierced through, so the major opportunity here won't be easy to obtain. I'm afraid it's fraught with danger. I must stick close to Seiyu. Then she leaned against him and asked, as expected of Qingyan God Lord, You know so much. Now that we're in here, how do we get out? Seiyu replied, This is a land of death. We must find the one and only gate of life to survive. Jiangyu continued to lean on him, crying out, A land of death? I'm so scared. The God Lord must have a clue, right? He was silent for a moment. Then he answered, Act normal. Don't take me for a fool to be toyed with, thinking I don't know your true face. I won't leave you behind. I said I would kill you with my own hands, but not now. Right now, you're not yet worthy of being killed by me. Hearing this, Jiangyu felt dejected. Right now, you're not yet worthy of being killed by me. Fine then. Although he misunderstood that I was injured blocking the strike for him, he did save me. Let's call a temporary truce. She immediately returned to a proper demeanor and continued, There's a gate of life. So how do we find it? We're tied together now. Let's cooperate for the time being. Seiyu asked suspiciously, You really don't know? The illusionary realm here shares the same origin as your demonic arts. Jiangyu thought seriously. The same origin? Then she waved her hand and used her bewitching art Xiaoyu turned away, silently covering his face. Jianyu stood there and explained, "Don't get agitated. I'm not targeting you. If it's the same origin, then I'll use my art to probe it." Unconsciously, her eyes widened as she looked ahead. Jianyu blurted out, "It's the gate of life." The bewitching aura spread all around. Jianyu looked back and asked hesitantly, "What does the gate of life look like?" Her eyes froze. Jianyu looked at Xiaoyu's expression and asked, "What's wrong with you?" He struggled to reply, "Your demonic art again. Even if I don't look at you." Jianyu blushed, amused. "God Lord Xiaoyu, you look so delicious right now." He snapped, "Shut up. Hurry up and think of a way." She slapped her own face to sober up and said, "That's right, calm down. Now is not the time to get excited." Just then, a strange sound came from behind her. "Your tail. I like your tail." Jianyu exclaimed, "What the hell is this? A lizard?" It was hugging the system's tail with great delight. She looked at them, completely puzzled. "What's going on? I didn't even open an illusionary realm." Jianyu called out worriedly to Xiaoyu, "Qingyan God Lord, please sober up a little." But by now, he had lost his senses to the bewitching art. She let go of him, listless and dejected. Then she wondered to herself, "Am I really a natural-born succubus? No, it must be because this guy is too flirtatious. It's all his fault." Jianyu held her head, looking at the system and the lizard cuddling each other, also feeling helpless and holding her head. "You too as well? The fox is supposed to be the system, so why did it materialize here? And this lizard must belong to Xiaoyu. It has his scent on it. But why do they turn out like this?" Jianyu followed the spiritual energy and realized the bewitchment seems to be leading somewhere. "Should I go take a look?" She immediately grabbed the system by the head, lifted it up, and said, "Let's go. We can't keep wasting time here." Jianyu placed them on her shoulder and head, deciding to forge ahead. "Let's go find the gate of life." She forcefully grabbed Xiaoyu's hand, then tried to support him as they walked. Jianyu lamented, "You're so heavy. You're a dignified god lord who cultivates the Tao. I thought you'd breathe immortal air and drink jade dew. Shouldn't you be lighter than a normal person?" As Jianyu supported him, she grumbled irritably, "You're truly useless. Not helpful at all, and you're heavy too. I clearly wanted to ride your coattails in the beginning." Xiaoyu's hand suddenly started groping her waist. Jianyu realized with a start that his face was also nuzzling against her cheek. He breathed into her ear, causing Jianyu to lose her composure and shove Xiaoyu to the ground. "Get away from me. Damn men. Unreliable when it comes to work, but experts at being flirtatious." But afterward, she continued to support him through the desert, lamenting, "I think this shouldn't be called the female supporting character counterattack system anymore, but the unlucky devil system is more like it. Why am I so unlucky?" Jianyu followed the bewitching spiritual energy to a dark and empty space. She wondered the bewitchment's target led right to this spot, but there's nothing here. So what does it mean? Jianyu directly let go, dropping Xiaoyu. She herself stood there, looking around curiously. Not a single clue. It's just like one of those escape room puzzles. All this major opportunity and mystic realm stuff. Can you not try to be so flashy just to test cultivators seeking to improve? At that moment, something on Xiaoyu's body suddenly lit up. That beam of light shot out. She looked over with a start and asked, "What the hell is that?" The two streams of spiritual energy collided, creating a shockwave and a cloud of dust. Then everything became clear. Snowflakes appeared along with the Shijun sword, which was embedded in the rock wall. Jianyu looked up in astonishment, then shook Xiaoyu, calling out repeatedly, "This is Qingyan God Lord. Wake up. Your sword has gone crazy." But he was still unconscious under the bewitchment. The ground suddenly shook, and stones levitated into the air. Something was rising from the ground. In the blink of an eye, a large, multi-headed snake appeared. Jianyu held her head in despair. "I knew it. Just when you think life can't possibly abuse you anymore, an even bigger surprise comes along." She raised her middle finger to the sky and cursed life, "You're a real scumbag who only knows how to abuse, not how to love." Then Jianyu grabbed Xiaoyu's clothes and dragged him away. Jianyu ran for her life, shouting, "Run." Behind her, the giant serpent roared in pursuit. In the dark space, continuous cries for help rang out. "Help! Is anyone coming to save me?" Soon, the giant serpent caught up to her. It looked down and roared. Jianyu turned her head to look, filled with terror. The giant serpent's eyes flashed with a cold light, then it lunged to attack. Luckily, she managed to run away in time. The shockwave it created threw Jianyu outwards. She held her head and clicked her tongue, then realized the piece of cloth in her hand was torn. Jianyu worriedly called Xiaoyu's name. She looked over to the area the multi-headed giant snake had just destroyed. Jianyu immediately took to her heels and ran, shouting loudly, "Don't you come over here!" The giant snakes immediately gave chase. While she was running for her life, the little lizard poked its head out and asked, "It's so shaky. Is it an earthquake?" When it saw the ferocious giant serpent, it immediately opened its mouth and cried out, "A 9-headed giant snake. Why did you mess with it?" Jiangyu immediately replied, "How could I possibly provoke something like this?" The lizard wondered, "Where's Xieyu?" She answered it, "I don't know. He might be dead for all I know." "Aren't you Xieyu's spirit pet? Do you know how to deal with that thing behind us? And hey, why did you crawl into my clothes?" The lizard hurriedly replied, "That's a snake, and a 9-headed snake is still a snake. To kill a snake, you strike it 7 inches down." Hearing that, Jiangyu immediately stopped and agreed, "Makes sense." She held her chest and told herself, "Now the two of us can only save ourselves. I'll strike its 7-inch spot, and you attract its attention." The lizard wondered, "How do I attract it?" Jiangyu directly threw it straight at the serpent. It flew through the air, screaming in terror. She shouted, "I'm counting on you, hold it off." "Lizard, I'm going to find a weapon to fight it." In front of her was the Shijun sword, and the giant serpent was charging. The lizard grumbled, "Hey, you could have at least given me a heads up. Also, that's the Shijun sword. You can't." Before it could finish its words, Jiangyu was already preparing to pull the sword up. Her gaze froze. Then she pulled with all her might. Jiangyu raised the sword to the sky, and a stream of cold air appeared. The lizard, about to fall into the snake's mouth, still exclaimed in amazement. She actually managed to pull out the Shijun sword. "That's Xieyu." Only when it realized the danger did it freeze and cry out, "Help, brother snake. Don't eat me. I'm also a snake." A 4-legged snake is still a snake. We're the same kind. We're family. Family doesn't eat family. Just as it was about to bite the lizard, Jiangyu stabbed it in the belly with the Shijun sword. The giant snake froze completely. She continued to push with force, then slashed sideways. The lizard, pale with fear, cried out, "I'm still alive." Jiangyu then pulled the sword out. The giant snake cried out in pain, and its other heads immediately turned towards her. While they were subdued, Jiangyu immediately flew up. She stood there, enveloping her body with bewitching spiritual energy. The lizard looked over and exclaimed in admiration, "So cool." The giant snake's heads opened wide, gathering energy, then simultaneously fired at her. Jiangyu's expression remained quite calm. She slashed out with her sword Qi, blocking the purple fire. She confidently declared, "If this is the trial to obtain a fated opportunity, fighting a boss to open a treasure chest, then I completely accept it. Let's go, lizard." Jiangyu stood there preparing for battle, shouting loudly, "I'll risk my life against it." She cursed as she slashed, "Die. All of you just die." The lizard praised incessantly. "Amazing." Jiangyu jumped up and continued, 7 inches, right? Goodbye, my friend." Her target was one of the heads. The sword tip then plunged into the pre-aimed spot. She suddenly realized something was wrong. The giant snake used its tail to fling Jiangyu aside. She cried out in pain. The lizard ran over to ask, "Ouch. Hey, are you still okay?" The wound on its body began to bleed, but it still looked healthy. Jiangyu wondered, "Didn't you say stabbing its 7-inch spot would work? Why is it still so full of life?" The lizard's eyes lit up as it hurriedly explained, "I remember now. This 9-headed snake isn't an ordinary snake. Striking its 7-inch spot has no effect. You have to blind all 18 of its eyes." She immediately snapped, "Please try to remember more clearly next time." "Do I look like someone who can blind 18 of its eyes?" "Sorry, what do we do now?" The lizard replied, "We run." "What else?" "Run." Jiangyu asked worriedly, "What about Xieyu then? What do we do?" The lizard replied, "The aggro is on us. If we can lure this monster away, he'll have to fend for himself." Just as she dodged a blow, she felt something was wrong. "Damn it, we can't escape. The ground is shaking too violently." She decided to risk her life against it. The lizard wondered, "How do we risk our lives? We can't even stand steady. We can't escape, and we can't get close to it." Then she asked the lizard, "Do you know what a mental attack is?" Jiangyu shouted, provoking the giant snake, "Hey, little worm, come here if you've got the guts." The giant snake roared in anger. It continued to use its flexible tail to strike the ground hard. She fell backwards and cried out, "It's collapsing. We're dead for sure. Xieyu, what are you doing? Hurry up and save me." The lizard mumbled, "We're dead for sure." Jiangyu realized there was a large cave below. Then they fell into a new space. She lay face down on the grass. Jiangyu tried to sit up with her remaining strength. She weakly sighed, "Ouch, my whole body hurts so much. I guess I'm still alive." The surrounding spiritual energy was dense. Jiangyu looked at the stream in front of her and exclaimed, The spiritual energy is so strong. Could this be Xieyu's fated opportunity? The treasure chest after the boss battle. She tried to crawl forward with her remaining strength, but she suddenly stopped. Jiangyu looked behind her and saw Xieyu lying on top of her. She kicked him hard to one side and shouted, "What are you doing showing up now?" But seeing Xieyu still lying motionless made Jiangyu a little worried. She smiled with satisfaction. "He's still asleep. I was the one who fought that nine-headed worm just now, and I was the one who discovered this place. So this fated opportunity." Jiangyu grabbed Xieyu by the collar and lifted him up, but he was still completely motionless. She forcefully punched him repeatedly while calling out loudly, "Lord God, please wake up." After a while, Jiangyu dusted off her hands and smiled smugly. "You definitely won't wake up like this. I called you so loudly and you still didn't wake up, so don't blame me for taking it all for myself. I don't know what this fated opportunity is specifically." She looked at the waterfall in front of her and continued, "This spring water is rich in spiritual energy. I'm injured all over. First, I'll go wash up and heal my wounds, and then I'll find a way to look for that fated opportunity." Then Jiangyu took off her clothes and stepped into the pool to wash. Xieyu let out a soft groan. His consciousness was hazy as he wondered, "Why does my head suddenly hurt like it's about to split open? As if I just woke up from an illusory dream." In the pool, Jiangyu splashed water and enjoyed herself. The wounds on her body healed quickly. She smiled with satisfaction. The recovery ability is really strong. Could this spring be that fated opportunity? Jiangyu closed her eyes and decided, "I'll try cultivating and circulating my energy to see what happens. It seems like power is constantly pouring out from within my body. This water is really great." The lizard rubbed against her with delight. "That's right, this water is really great. That fool Xieyu is still sleeping right now. He doesn't know what he's missed." On the shore, his hand twitched slightly. Xieyu turned over, a little confused. "What happened to me? Just now? It seems I was struggling to survive in a sea of suffering and fog. Luckily, a giant fist descended from the sky and scattered the fog, and then a few more punches toppled that sea of suffering, which allowed me to sober up and escape." A few bolts of lightning appeared in the sky. In the pool, a person and a lizard were enjoying the spiritual energy. A dense aura radiated out with a loud sound. Jiangyu's eyes widened as she wondered, "What's that noise?" Xieyu was meditating over there, his whole body emitting an aura. She looked up at the sky in amazement. "What the hell?" Jiangyu smiled. "Heavenly lightning? He's about to have a breakthrough? Right now?" As soon as the words left her mouth, a bolt of heavenly lightning struck down. She jumped and screamed, "I'm going crazy. What the hell is going on? He wants to undergo a tribulation and endure heavenly lightning, but don't injure an innocent person. Help! What is this?" Over here, the radiating aura was getting denser and denser. Jiangyu walked up, carrying the lizard, and mumbled, "What kind of joke is this? What did he do to be able to have a breakthrough? I was the one who suffered and endured everything just now." The lizard sighed. "This fated opportunity thing is hard to explain." As soon as it finished speaking, the dark clouds dispersed. A ray of light shone down. Over here, Xieyu also slowly opened his eyes, his clothes in tatters. She hid behind a large rock, looked over, and asked Xieyu, "Are you in the nascent soul stage now?" He looked down at the dried-up pool, a pile of ruins before him, and immediately lowered his voice to ask, "You too?" Just now, my divine sense was trapped in a chaotic illusion that was difficult to escape. Luckily, with heavenly spiritual assistance, I returned to my original mind. "Are you two all right?" Jiangyu held the lizard in front of her chest and replied, "Thank you for your concern, but as you can see, we're not all right at all." After hearing this, Xieyu walked closer, his voice hesitant with apology. She immediately shouted, "Hey, stop. Don't come any closer. I'm not wearing any clothes. And look at yourself. What kind of hooligan act is this?" He blushed, turned away, and replied, "My apologies. I just wanted to ask what happened just now. Weren't we in that barren plain initially? Why are we here?" Jiangyu threw the lizard out and said, "Let your four-legged lizard explain. It's more talkative." She turned around and continued, "I'm going to get a set of clothes for my storage pouch to wear. Don't you dare peek, you righteous gentleman of the ruthless Tao." Xieyu blushed and replied, "Rest assured, I won't." The lizard added, "Anyway, already saw quite a bit just now, enough to savor, right?" After getting dressed, Jiangyu thought to herself, "I'm so pissed off. It was so hard to find this spirit spring. Just now, I clearly felt my cultivation soar, but in the end, it was shattered by his heavenly lightning. What kind of bullshit fated opportunity is this? He did nothing and had a breakthrough. I was busy for so long and got nothing. It seems this lady will have to stay far away from this hacker from now on. Over here, the lizard was recounting the events. Then your wife went boom, boom, and we ended up here. Seiyu asked in amazement, "You're saying she can control the Shijun sword?" It nodded and replied, amazing, worthy of being your wife. Hearing this, he turned his head to look, silently calling out. Jiangyu, stepped out and asked softly, "How do we get out of here now? A certain god lord has had a fortuitous encounter and broken through in his cultivation." Seiyu thought, she can actually use the Shijun sword. The Shijun sword is me. Everyone knows it is my life-bound sword, but I didn't obtain it myself from a trial of fortuitous encounters. It was formed from my own flesh and blood. The Shijun sword is one with my divine soul. It only listens to my command. Why can she wield my sword? Why? The lizard kept saying I smell like her. Could it be that her aura has truly seeped into my divine soul? This absolutely not. She tilted her head in confusion. Why are you looking at me like that? Seiyu clutched his head, trying to stop her. Don't come any closer. A red glint flashed in his eyes as he said in a deep voice, "No, you come here." His expression at this moment was like he was under a charm spell, continuously calling out. Jiangyu waved her hands worriedly. "Seiyu God Lord, stop. Your Highness, calm down a bit. Let's talk things over slowly." Over there, Seiyu continuously extended invitations. "Come here," while she unconsciously backed away. The lizard jumped out to block the two, shouting loudly, "Hey Seiyu, what's wrong with you? Wake up. Little you is only at the foundation establishment stage. The power gap between you two is too great. Don't bully her. She just saved you. She only used your sword for a little while. I know the Shijun sword is very important to you, but you can't repay kindness with malice." He immediately flung it aside. Jiangyu on this side had no more room to retreat. Seiyu started taking off his clothes, extending an invitation. "Still going? Where are you going? Stop, come here, come to me." This made Jiangyu even more worried. Seiyu, this guy, has he been possessed? Even in the soul-bewitching illusion, he was never this excited. Realizing something was amiss, she reached out, activating her bewitching art. It was like this before in the barren plains. Is there something else here affecting Seiyu's mind? What was before her eyes made her freeze. Jiangyu's eyes widened in astonishment. Seiyu's appearance at this moment was almost out of control. A strange voice echoed in the space. "Take him, the cultivator of the ruthless path, Qinyan God Lord, a virgin's body, a great tonic, yin and yang intercourse. Cultivation will advance." Jiangyu shouted, "What on earth is all this?" She raised her foot, preparing to kick Seiyu, shouting loudly, "Get lost. Who would give this kind of thing as a gift?" Unconsciously, he reached out and grabbed her foot. Jiangyu froze. He smiled and said softly, "Is this the reward my master has for me?" Then Seiyu pulled her leg towards him. Jiangyu screamed, "Seiyu, snap out of it. Do you hear the nonsense you're spouting? This isn't the soul-bewitching illusion. Stop letting yourself go like this. Seiyu, you are a cultivator of the ruthless path. You are the holy son of the divine sect. Let go of me." Jiangyu thought to herself, "I'm doomed." Seiyu said before that the spell here and the soul-bewitching one share the same origin. Now Seiyu has obtained his fortuitous encounter, but this spell still remains. Could it be? She reached for the sword, her mouth still scolding nonstop. "Look at you, so shameless, let me go. Help, this guy has completely lost his mind." Jiangyu raised the sword high, preparing to strike down, cursing, "The hell with you." Just then, Seiyu placed a kiss on her lips. Jiangyu's eyes widened in shock. The two of them flew up into the air, just like that. She sputtered and screamed, "Let go." Then they both fell into a pool of water. She looked up, wondering, where is this now? Why does this place have so many layers? Seiyu reached out, intending to remove Jiangyu's clothes. She immediately frowned and pushed him away. She shouted loudly, "Snap out of it for me. You're the male lead. You could get fortuitous encounters to break through in cultivation even with your eyes closed, but I have to give it my all just to survive. Can you stop bothering me? Open your eyes and look at your situation. That's enough." Jiangyu frowned sarcastically. "A dignified god lord, this state of yours, what kind of decency is this? Get it to you? Dream on. This isn't my illusion. Before, I was teasing you, forcing you, but the way I like to play is probably not what you think. Do you really want to play with me, god lord?" Jiangyu pushed Seiyu back onto the surface of the water. She looked down coldly and asked, "Give you what? Speak clearly. I'm a dull-witted demoness. If the god lord doesn't speak clearly, I won't understand a thing." He suddenly grabbed her hand tightly and replied, Give me excitement. Suddenly, the system appeared and asked, Host, you're not planning to do that with a male lead, are you? This isn't an illusion. If you do it, it's for real. Let me tell you, the readers of our counterattacking female side character system don't like to see this kind of stuff. Jiangyu laughed coldly, then pulled her hand back. She stood up and continued. God Lord, you are muddled right now. I don't know if this is your true nature or if you're really this bewitched. But after you regain your senses, whether you're faking it or not, you will definitely put on a look of heartbreak and endless regret. I'm afraid of death, and I'm afraid of trouble, and I especially don't like to take advantage of a murky situation. Overcome it yourself. The system wondered. Are you teasing him? Jiangyu replied. This place is illusory and real, true and false. Even Xie was bewitched and lost his mind. Who knows if it's some kind of trap? It's enough for him to lose face alone. I don't have the time to accompany him. Let's go. We should still look for an exit. She looked at the large stone in front of her and wondered. What is that? Over here. Xie turned over in pain, questioning himself. What's wrong with me? I'm so hot. So hot my blood is boiling. Jiangyu, where is she? Where did she go? Why isn't she caressing me anymore? Not satisfying me anymore. She was clearly infatuated with me too. No, that's a demoness. How could I be infatuated with her? On this side, Jiangyu was bowing her head, intensely curious. What's written on this? Why can't I read a single word? Unconsciously, spiritual energy emerged from the stone slab, forming characters, then went straight into the center of her brow. Jiangyu raised her hand to feel it. This aura and the bewitching one are indeed exactly the same. Her eyes widened as she exclaimed. On it were written the 4 words, Jade, Maiden Heart Sutra. The system exclaimed in surprise. Host, it's another fragment of the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra. It seems this place really holds your fortuitous encounter. Jiangyu pondered. Not necessarily. All right, these words are starting to become recognizable now. Just now, there must have been a layer of illusion. It must have sensed the bewitching art and revealed itself. It says to master this technique, one must harvest yang to supplement yin. I get it. This cultivation method requires finding a man to absorb enough yang energy. Isn't this a male protagonist novel? What kind of bizarre development is this? Have I stumbled into the scene of a different genre of story? The system immediately dismissed the thought. No, our world is a mainstream genre. Jiangyu followed the spiritual energy's direction towards Xie, she blurted out. I know now. For Xie, this place is indeed a trap, but for me, this place can truly become my fortuitous encounter. Jiangyu reached her hand towards the stone and continued. This Jade Maiden Heart Sutra is a trial and a test for the cultivator of the ruthless path and the chosen one of the heavenly Tao. But the bewitching art and the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra share the same origin. So this is the secret manual that can make me stronger. Our cultivation paths are definitely opposed. He should kill me, whether intentionally or not. He and I have indeed become entangled. Him killing me is him breaking his own inner demon. She clenched her fist, spiritual energy gathering. Jiangyu said decisively, but if I want to live, I must become stronger, making it so he can never break through my illusionary arts by any means necessary. Sometime later, the bewitching mist gradually dissipated. Xie woke up, clutching his chest and wondering, what's wrong with me? He exclaimed in shock. Wrong. It's right here. This demonic art was just entangled in my sea of consciousness. Xie looked towards Jiangyu, questioning. Demoness, you are absorbing this demonic art again? He pointed his sword at Jiangyu and continued. This demonic art is extremely bizarre. Don't let it bewitch you into falling onto the evil path. She put on an adorable expression and replied, Don't be agitated, God Lord. Our cultivation methods are different, but the principles of cultivation are similar. The divine sect transcends the world through ruthlessness, while my Hahuan sect enters the world through passion. How can you assert that you are the righteous path and I am the evil path? My master is the sect master of the Hahuan sect. His magical arts are profound. Have you seen him do anything that harms heaven and reason? These words made Xie pause. His sword-wielding hand slowly lowered as he said sarcastically, This demoness so skilled at sophistry. Jiangyu thought to herself, this Jade Maiden Heart Sutra has been completely absorbed by me, but why can't I utilize it? Do I really have to absorb this so-called yang energy? She glanced at the gloomy, and somber Sieyu. No need. The Hahuan sect cultivates through love, but we're not that indiscriminate. This kind of yang energy from someone who is unwilling and wholeheartedly wants to kill me, absorbing it would just be poisoning myself. Both of them turned their gazes towards the jade, maiden heart, sutra stone slab. Jiangyu spoke up. It's still missing a little something. Even though I've absorbed all the techniques of the heart sutra, the inheritance progress is stuck at 99. Sieyu asked, puzzled. What are you talking about? What 99? She sighed. Why is this so frustrating? It feels like there are obstacles and difficulties everywhere. Nothing goes smoothly. I'm actually a little envious of those born with good fortune. Jiangyu calculated inwardly. To practice this technique, I need to harvest yang to supplement yin, a bit of a man's essence. If it's for the sake of cultivation, this doesn't count as lowering my standards, right? Catching her gaze, Sieyu blurted out, "What are you smiling at?" She replied, "Sieyu God Lord, do you feel your body getting a little hot?" As soon as the words left her mouth, a demonic, bewitching aura emanated from her. He placed a hand on his chest, feeling it silently. Jiangyu approached, lifted his chin, and asked, "Sieyu God Lord, did you know, when you're shy, you don't dare to look at me? That look of yours is so adorable." He replied sternly, "Before, considering you were injured because of me, I will temporarily not kill you. But if you yourself don't know life from death." She brushed past him, exhaling a puff of bewitching mist, and asked in return, "Really? You want to kill me again?" Immediately, Sieyu's legs trembled and he knelt down. Jiangyu flew around behind him and whispered in his ear, "Sieyu God Lord, it seems that whether in an illusion or not, you really enjoy this pleasure. In fact, your true self also craves for me to do something to you, doesn't it?" He couldn't resist, only listening silently as Jiangyu continued. "People live in this world to be happy. Only when you yourself are happy can you bring joy to the world. Isn't that right?" Sieyu grabbed her hand, stopping her. He asked in a low voice, Why? Why do you always treat me like this?" Sieyu forcefully pushed Jiangyu against the stone slab, then pressed close to question her. "You demoness, why did you suddenly appear by my side, and why do you make me like this?" After that, the two were immersed in their emotions. Jiangyu glanced over and mocked, "Truly a greedy one. Lord God Lord, you're this drenched in my hands. Can you still cultivate your ruthless path?" Sieyu could only lower his head, trembling and sobbing. Jiangyu continued, "Even a holy son who cultivates the ruthless path is this immersed. The power of this Jade Maiden Heart Sutra is truly terrifying. I think I understand now. Just now, I lost myself. I thought I had no desire for you." He looked up and asked back, "You have no desire for me?" She calmly continued, "But I was still captivated for a moment. To be honest, that feeling of indulgence is truly immersive. The Hahuan sect uses love to cultivate. Love is a weapon, lust is a blade. If I myself were to become immersed in love and lust, wouldn't that be ridiculous?" Jiangyu gripped the stone slab tightly and asked in a strained voice, "What? Harvesting yang to supplement yin? I'm a master of my own desires. You dare to dream of controlling me?" She clenched the spiritual energy in her hand and continued, "Heart Sutra, you are a tool, a method. You can only obey my commands." Then, Jiangyu directly crushed the true scripture. At this moment, a golden yang energy also began to appear. Two streams of energy, one hot and one cold, appeared and intertwined. Jiangyu looked at her glowing hand and wondered, have I obtained the inheritance? Jiangyu's hands gracefully manipulated the spiritual energy after receiving the new cultivation method. She smiled with satisfaction. "I can circulate my energy now. It seems I've completely absorbed the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra from the broken steel." Jiangyu said excitedly, "This is great. I've succeeded. There are no obstacles in using it. It's as natural as if my thoughts and my body are one." She looked over with wide eyes and saw Sieyu trying to suppress himself. Jiangyu called out loudly, "Sieyu God Lord." His whole body was now drenched, and he shouted in embarrassment, "Don't look at me." Jiangyu sat there, staring wide-eyed and teasing. "What's wrong with you? Just now, it seems I was receiving the inheritance. I wasn't bullying you anymore." He couldn't refute, glancing back at her questioningly. "You demoness, what did you do that you refused to admit?" Jiangyu immediately feigned innocence and asked back, "What did I do?" Her gaze was shy. Looking at Sieyu, she smiled and said softly, "Are you talking about that?" "Well, it's not that. People do have moments when emotions surge, but I managed to stop myself in time." Jiangyu explained, "Lord God Lord, I swear I'd be like this with any handsome man. I have no intention of deliberately teasing only you." I know this is my nature. It's my problem. From now on, as long as you don't endanger my life, I promise I'll try to restrain myself from teasing you again, okay? I absolutely will not touch you with even a single finger." He gritted his teeth in anger. Jiangyu continued to suggest, "For the sake of the friendship between the Hawan sect and the divine sect, for the bond of shared hardship we just went through, let's make peace, shall we? Then again, we probably didn't do anything irreversible, right? Like ruining the god Lord's Tao heart, for instance." Xiaoyu shyly covered the drenched part of his body. He trembled as he reached for his sword, then requested softly, "Turn your back. Don't look at me. I'm changing clothes." After he finished changing his clothes, Xiaoyu stood silently behind her. Lightning crackled from his hand. Jiangyu still asked innocently, "Lord Godlord, are you done yet? It's just a change of clothes. How much longer will it take?" He immediately dismissed his malicious intent, reminding himself, "It's not her fault, it's mine. What good would it do even if I killed her?" Jiangyu complained, "You're just changing into a regular set of clothes, not putting on a wedding dress to get married. Does it have to take this long?" A clap of thunder sounded as a spatial rift appeared. She exclaimed in surprise, "What the hell is that?" Xiaoyu stepped forward and grabbed her shoulder, then lifted Jiangyu up into the air. She hugged his waist tightly and shouted, "Big brother, you should have given me a warning. You scared me to death. I thought that nine-headed snake had come for us." Xiaoyu tensed up sensitively, immediately looked down and shouted, "Let go! Don't touch me!" She quickly let go and explained, "Sorry, this is a survival instinct, not an intentional attempt to tease you." Then she put on an innocent and naive expression. Xiaoyu turned his face away and snorted coldly. After some time, the two returned to the original lake in the mystic realm. After landing, Jiangyu smiled with satisfaction. "We're finally back here." The little lizard saw him and immediately flew over, calling out, "Xiaoyu, you two are finally back. Just now, I sensed a strange spiritual energy surging below, but I couldn't find you two. I was worried sick." It asked curiously, "Xiaoyu, why are you standing so intimately with her? You're already out, yet you can't bear to separate even a little? Xiaoyu, don't you have mysophobia? How can you be so intimate with little you? It seems your relationship has improved. Did something happen just now?" He hurriedly pushed her away and replied, "What relationship? I have no relationship with her. Nothing happened at all." She staggered and fell flat on her face. Jiangyu angrily turned back and scolded, "Are you a firecracker, exploding at the slightest touch? What ruthless path? More like the neurotic path." The little lizard continued to ask, "How can there be no relationship? You were in a coma before, and it was little you who never abandoned you and carried you everywhere. Otherwise, how could you have overcome your tribulation and broken through? Logically speaking, you already owe her. This can be considered a great debt of gratitude. It's not an exaggeration to say she's like a second parent to you." After hearing this, she was astonished in her heart. "Was I that great?" The lizard winked, signaling. After hearing this, Xiaoyu froze. He looked at the spiritual energy in his hand. The lizard continued, "You already owe little you. The karma between you two is even more deeply entangled now. This great debt of gratitude, how will you repay it?" Xiaoyu pondered, then with a wave of his hand, he tucked it into his sleeve. He used his spiritual energy to control Jiangyu's movements. She exclaimed in surprise, "Hey, what are you doing now?" Xiaoyu replied, "Let's leave this place first." Then, the two of them shot through a strange space. He looked over and said, "The scent of the bewitching flower is gone, but there's still a little left." Something emerged from the ground. It was the nine-headed snake. Jiangyu was angry and terrified. "This damn bug is still here. Does it want to take revenge on us?" She executed a technique and said confidently, "Perfect, my cultivation has increased. I'll just use you for some practice." With that, she charged forward without hesitation. But before she could touch it, she noticed something unusual about the nine-headed snake's corpse. The nine-headed snake was incinerated by a blue flame. Only a pile of ashes remained before Jiangyu. She turned back and asked Xiaoyu, "What the hell did you do?" He asked her back, "I'd rather ask what the hell you were doing." While Jiangyu wanted to test her improved cultivation, he had dealt with it quickly, fearing it was a waste of time. She immediately snapped, "I heard that the parts of this kind of divine beast are important materials for weapon forging. I wanted to see if I could skin it and pull its tendons, then ask my master to help me make a weapon later." You blew it up into dust. Not even a single hair is left for me. Xiaoyu wondered, you don't have a weapon? She answered bluntly, no. Great hero, Lord Holy Sun, great master, you are high and mighty, but could you please occasionally spare a thought for the resource cravings of a lowly little cultivator from the lower realm like me? He recalled the little lizard's words. You already owe little you. The karma between you two is even more deeply entangled now. This great debt of gratitude, how will you repay it? Xiaoyu suddenly stopped, then injured himself. Jiang Yu asked in astonishment, what are you doing? I'm very annoyed, but you don't need to hurt yourself to atone for it. It's not that serious, is it? You're not some kind of hidden pervert or a super Yandera, are you? Xiaoyu replied, I don't know what you're talking about, but you said you don't have a weapon, so I will forge one for you. This surprised her a little. He looked at the pile of ashes beside them and said disdainfully, the materials from that kind of low-grade, worthless beast could only make a useless weapon anyway. Jiang Yu was stunned. Before she could finish her sentence, he cut her off. Shut up, don't be noisy. After a while, an electric whip appeared. Xiaoyu handed it to her and said, take it. Consider my debt to you repaid. From now on, we are even. We have no more entanglements.